Hello, good afternoon, and welcome in, everybody. Here from beautiful Lower Afton, where tonight, two familiar foes set to clash in a cross-county rivalry within District 1 AA. The Chuckey-Doak Black Knights come in surging, 5-0 in league play, and starting to find their footing. Led by its veteran lineup today, senior right-hander in Gavin Crum, this Black Knights team is loaded with talent from 1 through 9 in the lineup. Standing in their way today, a desperate West Greene team. The Buffaloes, having dropped 3 straight and 5 of their last 6, now sit 4th in the league standings after a tough loss to Johnson County just last week. Safe to say the margin for error is slim, as the Buffs are now playing with house money behind one of the district's best newcomers in Jaden Cox, who has burst onto the scene this season. The left-handed pitcher will get the start today for this West Greene team. For Chuckey-Doak, today it's about keeping pace. Undefeated Unicoi County standing atop the district standings, and for West Greene, it's about survival. But what's more, it's also about enacting some sweet revenge against a team that beat you in the district championship and that ended your season a year ago. It's the first meeting of the season between Chuckey-Doak and West Greene. Stay with us. We get you set for first pitch right after these messages on First Horizon Green Sports Zone.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman Bernard in Greenville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greenville, where we will save you money. For over 30 years, Tommie's Plumbing has proudly served the Tri-Cities with a personal touch, because we're not just plumbers, we're family. From simple faucet repairs to full plumbing repiping, we have the experience and expertise to get the job done right. We also specialize in water heater and tankless water heater installations, helping you find the perfect solution for your home. Our technicians stand behind their work and always leave your space clean and spotless. Looking for a plumber who's fast, professional, and reliable? Call Tommie's Plumbing and let our family take care of yours.
Hello and welcome back here from beautiful Lower Afton, on deck for today's District 1 AA contest between the homestanding Chuckey-Doak Black Knights and the visiting West Greene Buffaloes. Matthew Palazzo, joined by our color analyst and producer for the evening, Tyler Nichols, here to usher you in a happy Monday. Great start to the Holy Week just yesterday with Palm Sunday, and today we kick off which should be a fantastic week. Weather-wise, looking a little gloomy later in the week, but hoping that weather stays off just long enough. It sure looks beautiful out here today. 72 degrees and sunny, partly cloudy with some wispy ones coming in later, but my goodness, you couldn't ask for a better place to play, a better day to play some high school baseball here on a Monday evening. Tyler Nichols.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Always love beautiful evenings out here in Lower Afton. I guess third time we've been out here now. 4th time total so far this year. A lot of trips to Chuckey-Doak so far. Love coming out here, though. Excited to see some high-caliber District 1 2A baseball today. Chuckey-Doak and West Greene, two of the top teams the past few years, of course, battled here in this exact location in May last year for the District 1 2A championship, and both teams hopeful to make it back and compete in that same championship game. But first, they've got to go through each other in both of their regular season matchups, and you start today here in Lower Afton, and then you travel to Mulsheim tomorrow, but you got to get the first one before you can worry about the second one. Gavin Crum on the mound today, Jaden Key on the mound today. Both teams love to beat each other, and I know it'll be a very competitive matchup that we've got on hand today.
And I'm glad you touched on that. Last year, these teams met 4 times, twice in the postseason, and then you had twice in the regular season. West Greene, of course, with the 1 win. Chuckey-Doak was 3-1 against this West Greene team, a Buffalo squad that's a couple years removed from knocking off Chuckey-Doak in the district championship just a few seasons ago. But hey, as we know, this is a cross-county rivalry. These two teams do not like each other very much, though we do have a West Greene grad and a Chuckey-Doak grad on the call here tonight. But, hey, beautiful day for some baseball. We'll take a break, come back. We'll look further into this matchup as well as give you the starting lineups for today's game. It's West Greene and Chuckey-Doak, some Monday night baseball in Greene County. This is the Bachman Bernard Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
project needs power, Williams Electric Supply has it all. Find us in Bristol, Greenville, Johnson City, and Kingsport. Our knowledgeable staff can help you with every wire, cable, switch, and electrical need. No one does electrical better. Williams Electric Supply. Your home needs lighting. Williams Electric Supply has it all. A showroom full of ideas for lighting your home for comfort. Find us in Bristol, Greenville, Johnson City, and Kingsport for unique lighting and every perfect light fixture. No one does lighting better. Williams Electric Supply.
Beautiful day for some baseball on a Monday afternoon in Afton. We just got word, actually. They just announced through the public address system that Jake Bubby Hinkle, who is in attendance, is honored today with his all-state sign out in left field. So that's the cause for the pregame festivities. We saw a couple, actually the entire Black Knights team go out and celebrate with Hinkle out in left field. So that is the cause for that celebration. Let's hop into this matchup, though. Chuckey-Doak and West Greene. Chuckey-Doak tied for, I guess I should say, a half game out of first place in District 1 2A. The other lone undefeated team, that being Unicoi County, is at 6-0. Chuckey-Doak, meanwhile, is at 5-0 in district play. They are 5-7 on the season. And this West Greene team, meanwhile, they're reeling a little bit. They've lost 3 consecutive. They've lost 5 of their last 6. They are 6-7 on the season and 2-3 in district play. Of course, following last week in that district affair on Tuesday at home against Johnson County. A West Greene team that will trot out today in their lineup. To lead things off, it will be Jaden Cox, the starting pitcher. Batting second, the catcher, Jonan Bath. Batting third at first base, it's Aiden Willett. Batting cleanup, the second baseman, the freshman, Carter Stills. Batting fifth, the third baseman in Brandon Hunter, one of 2 Hunter brothers in the lineup. You'll have the DH, Julian Greenlee, at number 6 in the lineup. The shortstop, Bronson Brown, batting 7th. The right fielder, batting 8th, Christian Hunter. And rounding out the order, the center fielder in Ethan Carpenter. Eli Brown will be your defensive completion of that lineup out in left field. And for Chuckey-Doak, leading off the left fielder, Shane Cook. Batting second, the third baseman, Kipton Ball. Stellar sophomore campaign underway for Ball. He's batting north of 450. The right fielder, Randall Sauceman, and at the 3 spot, batting cleanup, Cooper C., which leads the team in extra base hits. He's at catcher today for the Black Knights. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Ben Palazzo. The starting pitcher in at the 6th hole, that's Gavin Crum, the senior. And the senior to follow him, the shortstop, Lincoln Cutshaw. Braxton Lowe is playing second base, the freshman in at 8 today in the lineup. And then Dom Atchison will round out the order out in center field, batting 9th. Atchison in center for the Black Knights. Defensively, they will have, well, that'll do it for all the defensive adjustments. No DHs in the Chuckey-Doak order here today. So you take a look at a Chuckey-Doak team that is in for all intents and purposes, they are under 500, but all of their wins have come in district play. The non-con has been incredibly difficult, Tyler, and for West Greene, a team who has really struggled here in the last 2 weeks. But what has to give today for West Greene, and what's got to go right for Chuckey-Doak to continue this winning stretch?
I think if you'd ask both coaches, the answers would be the same. For West Greene, you've got to turn out some offense and you've got to hit the ball a little better. And for Chuckey-Doak, it's the opposite of that. You've got to work on the pitching a little bit. I think both coaches have been harping on that. West Greene has been quiet on offense. The bats haven't quite woke up in many of the games so far this year, and they haven't had a consistent offensive output. And then for Chuckey-Doak, I think Coach Willett has been a little disappointed and frustrated in his starting pitchers. So I think you're going to look for a good matchup when Chuckey-Doak's on the mound and West Greene's on offense. I think that's going to be the key in today's game, is that, I guess, top half inning of each inning.
And something I want to see today from this Chuckey-Doak lineup, at least, no extra base hits through their 13 games. Only doubles and singles, so no triples, no homers so far for a team that plays in a pretty, let's say, hitters-friendly ballpark. So you'd expect to see some of those balls flying a little bit farther off the bat. We might see some here today. Hopefully they don't hit our cars. Maybe they'll hit us here underneath our tent out in left center field. For West Greene, you know the name of the game. The junior left-hander getting another start. Jaden Cox has been wildly impressive. Our last baseball game of the week, actually, back last week in that West Greene South Greene. It's hard to believe that it was less than a week ago when we had snow on the ground over at West Greene, but it was that Jaden Cox complete game shutout to lead the Buffs. Of course, he had some help coming in that 7th inning, but a kid that has really burst onto the scene of the district this year, he has been impressive.
Yeah, going back to what you mentioned at the beginning of that, if anybody hits our cars out here, I will personally shake their hands before I get upset at having a broken window, because that would be an absolute tank out here to deep center field. But Jaden Key is a very impressive left-handed pitcher that we saw at small sign whenever they took on South Greene, and you expect him to have another good output today in another important conference game. I think he had 11 strikeouts that game. He's going to look for the same offensive output this time, and I think their offense is also going to look on him too to help them a lot if they're not getting the bats going. So I think Jaden Key is going to be a really important key to today's game.
First pitch right around the corner. We'll take the break. This is West Greene and Chuckey-Doak on First Horizon Green Sports Zone.
At Heritage Community Bank, we offer local banking with local decisions. Stop by any of our 3 convenient locations and see how Heritage Community Bank can serve your needs. We're here to stay. We're not for sale. We're not merging. We're local, and we intend to stay that way. From small business banking to personalized checking accounts with online and mobile capabilities, Heritage Community Bank can take care of all your banking needs. Visit us online at hcbonline.us, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect: games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected: low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at gatewaynissangreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greenville.
Marathon Quick Stop Markets, you'll find a company that realizes that our customers are our biggest assets. We are a locally owned company, proud to serve our community. So we do everything with you in mind. We clean and sanitize our stores, provide a well-lit, monitored area to keep you and your family safe. You can always expect a friendly staff and a large selection of products with weekly specials. Stop in at a nearby Marathon Quick Stop Market today.
Well, a picturesque day for some high school baseball here from beautiful Lower Afton. Let's start the top of the first inning. Let's talk about our starting pitcher for the Chuckey-Doak Black Knights, Matthew Plazo, Tyler Nichols, welcoming you back to Chuckey-Doak High School as we get things started. A District 1 AA affair here as Chuckey-Doak looks to remain undefeated in the league. Gavin Crum going to get this start today, a senior right-handed pitcher on the season, an arm with 16 2/3 innings pitched, a 1-0 record in the win-loss department, a 3.36 ERA, scattering 13 hits, 11 runs, 8 of which have been earned, 24 strikeouts to 8 walks, and this kid has just been really special at the plate. He's really good as well. Very balanced arm. So last Thursday, Chuckey-Doak's traditional ace, if you will, their day 1 starter, Lincoln Cutshaw, pitched beyond the required limit, so he will not get to go today on his usual day of Monday. He'll go tomorrow in Game 2 of this series, but Gavin Crum, yeah, I mean, you talk about 1A and 1B. I mean, that's truly what Chuckey-Doak has to offer. I mean, a true 1-2 punch here on Monday and Tuesday. Cutshaw will go tomorrow. Crum will go today. Cox, the West Greene starter and their ace, will go today as well. So we got good on good here as we start this series in District 1 AA. Not much more you could ask for. I mean, a beautiful day for baseball and some great talent on both of these sides here today. I'm amped up for this one, Tyler.
I am too, and it's been, I think I mentioned it Friday whenever it was South Greene and North Greene softball. It was my favorite county softball rivalry. This might be my favorite county baseball rivalry because of the district implications, because of how competitive it's been over the last few years. So I think when you look at which matchups matter the most within the county, I think you have to put this one first, just because the last few years this is what has decided who hosts going into the district tournament and who has a better seeding going into the region tournament. So this one means a lot more today.
And it wasn't always like that either. I mean, when I was coming up and through high school, I mean, it wasn't very competitive. Chuckey-Doak ran away with that series, and they ran away with those games. But here in the last few years, of course, Braden McCamey coming in, having the exceptional run that he had in the season that he had the last 2 years. Connor Campbell, those names that really did well for West Greene, really made it a tight-knit series. And, of course, with Coach Willett, who's still new to the series and just his second season here in Lower Afton, a 2018 graduate of Chuckey-Doak, going against another alma mater in Adrian Sauceman in his 13th season in Mossheim. Been the coach there since 2014, a West Greene graduate of 08. But good to see two player coaches that are also coaching at their alma maters. That's a cool storyline as well today.
Absolutely. It's always better whenever you coach your alma mater. I think you have, I don't know what the word is, a little more desire to win, more of a, I guess, I don't know what it is, but whenever you're coaching at your alma mater, you have more pride, I guess is what I should say. You have more pride. You want to win more. It's more special. And for both of these, I think it's more special to beat each other, too. I know that it's been a rivalry for a while, and Chuckey-Doak's controlled it, but West Greene over the last few years has risen to prominence as one of the top teams in the district. So I think you're going to see a highly competitive matchup today, and I think you're going to see two coaches that really want to get these wins in order to boost themselves going into the month of April.
The first pitch going to be delayed a few moments. As you can see here, they are currently working on the pitcher's mound here at the park. Warm-up halted there by Gavin Crum. Looked like they were adding in some more clay and tamping it down there. So first pitch going to be extended by a few minutes past 5:30, which it was originally scheduled as. Let's get you acquainted with the defensive lineup for Chuckey-Doak as they get ready to throw out the first pitch. From left to right in the outfield, it'll be Shane Cook, Don Matchison, and Randall Sauceman over in right. Middle infield, it'll be Lincoln Cutshaw at his typical shortstop position, and Braxton Lowe, the freshman, manning the second base spot. Over at third on the hot corner, it's Kipton Ball, the sophomore phenom. At first base, Ben Palazzo. Starting pitcher today, of course, Gavin Crum. And behind the dish, it is Cooper C., who does lead the team in extra base hits, Tyler. Apparently, I was confused. I didn't realize doubles counted as extra base hits, but no XL base hits on the season for Chuckey-Doak. Let's get things started here.
And for West Greene, it'll be Jaden Cox leading off, not Jaden Key. So pardon me for messing up Jaden's name. Apologies to Jaden, but Jaden Cox leading off for the Buffaloes now.
The senior right-handed pitcher, Gavin Crum, going to start out from the windup. Chuckey-Doak in the all-whites. The first pitch is in and lifted up right side foul. Moving back to grab it is Braxton Lowe, and the first out of the inning, and the game is recorded. 0-0 as we start the top of the first. One down and nobody on for the West Greene Buffaloes. The leadoff man, that was Jaden Cox, flying out on the first pitch that he sees. And so we'll get things going with the number 2 batter in Jonan Bath. Bath, a very good junior campaign, a second-team all-conference selection, all-county selection, too, at that catcher position, as he'll see the 0-0 finish outside for a ball. Last year, Bath, a .326 batting average with a .451 OBP, 6 doubles and 25 runs batted in, and he was even better on the defensive side, if you could even believe it. The equalizer on the outside edge, 1-1, we're all tied up as Bath steps in from the right-hand side. Righty-on-righty matchup here. Crum out of the windup, pumps one inside. It's lifted up into shallow center field. Moving in is Atchison, and Lowe will record his second putout of the inning. Chuckey-Doak records its second in a row via the pop out to second base. A lot of talk in Lower Afton about that freshman class and about guys like Braxton Lowe. I mean, going back to his time on the gridiron this past fall, really burst onto the scene his freshman campaign. A little undersized now, but, I mean, even this 8th grade class at Chuckey-Doak Middle, and, of course, this freshman class, very talented, especially when you look at their baseball players coming up through the ranks. So, ton of bright talent in the future here at Chuckey-Doak High School. Crum going to pour in the 0-1, and it's swung on for strike 2. Aiden Willett going to step in. Willett, a towering behemoth, the first baseman for West Greene. And Coach Sauceman has talked about it. Hadn't really had a lot of left-handed power bats in his time here at West Greene High School. He's had some right-handed bats. One of them's in the dugout. But it's a strikeout for Gavin Crum as he records his first of the day. 1-2-3 inning. Crum retires the side, and we head to the home half. Still scoreless as we move to the bottom of the first. This is Chuckey-Doak and West Greene baseball as your Bachman Bernard Game of the Week presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
In Greenville, we blend beauty with Southern charm.
From sharp cuts to flawless color and perfect extensions, we make dream hair real.
As milkshake experts, we deliver exclusive treatments, glosses, and pro product advice. Finish your look with nails and waxing done with care.
Relax and recharge with our signature Japanese head spa.
Come experience the Main Brand difference.
At the Main Brand Hair Company,
we wrangle your tangles.
At Food City, we make it easy for you to shop your way. Order online and pick it up curbside. Or have it delivered straight to your door with Instacart or DoorDash. Nobody does food like Food City. And now get it straight from our doors to yours.
A 1-2-3 inning for the Chuckey-Doak defense in the top of the first inning. 7 pitches and 6 strikes for Gavin Crum, who retires the side quickly. A pair of flyouts and a strikeout to end the inning sent Willett down on strikes, and so we'll see the Chuckey-Doak bats for the first time. 1-2-3, Cook, Ball, and Sauceman to lead this game off. Opposing them on the hill for the West Greene Buffaloes, arguably one of the best left-handed arms in the district, if not the best. You've got the junior lefty in Jaden Cox, part of a complete game shutout a couple weeks ago against South Greene at the Buddy. He's been the ace for West Greene this season, and we'll get to see him first here on a Monday in District 1 2A affairs and the series opener between these two squads. You'll see Cox here get the ball first on the hill, a West Greene team in general who has struggled later in games, I think in part due to that bullpen, but starting pitcher definitely has been there, as stepping in for the first time for Chuckey-Doak, it will be Shane Cook. Cook actually back in the lineup, the team's leader in batting averages. He'll lay down a bunt on the 0-0. Cox fields it, throws it, and it's in time for out number 1. So Cook trying to get an early bunt single, unable to do so as Cox fields the position well and records the first out of the inning. Bottom of the first with 1 out and nobody on. Chuckey-Doak will send Kipton Ball, the third baseman, to the plate. So Shane Cook, the leader in batting average. Kipton Ball is second on the team, a .432 hitter. A double and 7 RBIs on the season. Leads the team in hits with 16 coming in. He's been fantastic. Everything that you thought you'd get from the 2025 All-County selection. Burst out of the scene his freshman year. A .383 hitter a season ago. He'll pop this one foul right side out of play, and he'll live to see one more. Count tied up, 1-1. Cox has been working quickly. No stranger to working quickly from that left-hand side. Nice one there for the strike and make it 1-2 on the count. Ball steps back in. An ultimate competitor, Kipton Ball, as he sees one outside there to move the count 2-2. Kipton Ball, the 2-year starter at quarterback for the Chuckey-Doak Black Knight football team, as we see Cox miss up and away there. He sees 2 straight balls to move the count in Ball's favor and fills it up 3-2. Last season, second on the team with his 36 hits, second to only the All-Stater in Bubby Hinkle. This one in on the feet and a swing over top of it by Kipton Ball, and strikeout number 1 on the day for Jaden Cox. So both of these pitchers working very efficiently so far. Gavin Crum of Chuckey-Doak needing just 7 to get through his side, and Jaden Cox so far needing just 7 to get through the first 2 outs. So with 2 outs and nobody on, Randall Sauceman of the Black Knights will step in. A ground out and a strikeout so far for these Chuckey-Doak batsmen, as Sauceman eyes one up and away for ball number 1. 2 outs, nobody on. Jaden Cox has looked as expected. Out of the windup here, will fire in the 1-0 upstairs, and Sauceman jumps ahead by 2 pitches. 2 balls, no strike. Chuckey-Doak right fielder will back out of the way of this one, and he'll miss for a ball. 3-0. Sauceman way ahead. Jaden Cox, really, you see these high school pitchers struggle here in the early season stretch with those walks issued. Not really a problem for Cox as he issued his first of the game here, and Sauceman will take first base on the free pass. So as I say that, of course he would allow one, but a 4-pitch walk, a rarity from the left-handed arm of Jaden Cox. Very, very efficient strike thrower typically is Jaden Cox. So 4-pitch walk, Sauceman on first. Here were 2 outs, and Cooper C., the Chuckey-Doak catcher, will step in now with 1 aboard and 1 out to work with. Cox out of the stretch now from the left-hand side. He'll pump in the 0-0 in on the knees of C as he will back out of the way and jump ahead in the count 1-0. Cooper C., a .343 batter on the season. First on the team with doubles. He's got 5 of those on the season. Squares this one up nicely into the left field, and it's going to hit the fence. It'll stay in the ballpark. Sauceman moves from first to third. He'll stay put, and it's the 6th double of the season for Cooper C. The Black Knights are working here with 2 outs after a C double. Number 6 for number 6. A walk and a double now, and Black Knights put 2 in scoring position with 2 down. That was an absolute piece from Cooper C that hit off the left field wall. Actually hit off the
for a moment. I thought it was I thought it was going out.
It probably hit, and we're in front of a fence that's about 5 feet tall. It probably hit 4 feet high on that fence. So an extra foot, an extra rep on bench press this past week, you might have seen that one go out. But here we are, 2 in scoring position with 2 outs as Ben Palazzo steps to the plate. Cox buries the first pitch in the dirt. Palazzo, an excellent senior campaign so far, 348 hitter with a double and 7 RBIs. He'll be looking to add on a couple more here as he'll watch one low again and jump way ahead 2-0. So the strikes have been an issue here in these last 2 batters for Cox, and the strikes that have found the zone, well, they have been taken pretty far. Mound visit underway with Coach Sauceman and the rest of the West Greene infield as they converge on the hill. How about that for a response with 2 outs? 2 quick ones. 7 pitches for Cox, and you had 2 down, and you're feeling pretty confident. And a 4-pitch walk issued to Randall Sauceman and a double off the bat of Cooper C., and the inning is extended.
Incredible way to extend it with 2 outs. A lot of teams expect the out or the inning to be over soon when you have 2 outs, but Chuckey-Doak not thinking with that mindset and kind of getting more aggressive with 2 outs right there. And that one was hit so well that this ballpark is very deceiving. I know the Nichols cast that we did here a week and a half ago, we had 2 hit out here just directly at us off of that center field wall. If that wall wasn't extended by 10 feet, one of them would have hit the scoreboard and been out for a home run. But that one, for a split second, looked like it was going out, but off the bat didn't really look like it was going out. So just a very deceiving ballpark, but nonetheless, Chuckey-Doak here with an opportunity to take the lead as we go into the second inning.
Well, the mound visit is over for West Greene, and the strikes are back in for Jaden Cox. He fires the first in quite some time at the knees of Ben Palazzo. 2-1 the count. He'll put a swing on one up the middle. It'll go. It's fielded by the second baseman, Carter Stills. The throw is off, and the inning continues. 1 run will come in to score. Another one will follow. Chuckey-Doak up 2-0 on the West Greene air. Oh, my.
That's why you don't quit with 2 outs.
Just a carbon copy, picturesque ground ball to end the inning there at second base. And you have Palazzo that put a barrel on it on the ground. It's right there in time for the inning-ending ground out, but a throw that's off the mark by Carter Stills, and the inning continues. Chuckey-Doak puts up a 2 spot here in the bottom of the first inning. A big swing over top of the 0-0 by Gavin Crum as he'll start his at-bat behind 0-1. Palazzo gets the lead over at first, and Cox pours in the 0-1 downstairs for a ball. 1-1 the new count. So a couple of runs that come in Sauceman and C. After the air. Crum rolls over on one. Left side, fielded by Brown. The throw across is a laser, and that will end the inning. But Chuckey-Doak takes advantage of the West Greene air. They lead it 2-0 as we move to the second. This is Greene County Baseball on First Horizon, Greene Sports Zone.
Whether you ride, haul, or work, CNC has what moves you from dirt roads to job sites. We've got the gear to get you there. Hard-working equipment, helpful people, and honest advice. Whether you haul tools, toys, or livestock, CNC Custom Trailers has the equipment you need and the upgrades you want. CNC Custom Trailers, where you're more than just a customer, you're a neighbor.
Well, Catastrophe strikes with 2 outs and a strike away from getting out of the inning. West Greene commits a costly error to bring across the first 2 Chuckey-Doak runs of the baseball game. Knights lead at 2-0 over West Greene. With 2 outs, it was that errant throw by the second baseman Carter Stills to prolong the inning. Stills now leading off the top of the second for the West Greene Buffaloes, but Palazzo, who was up to play, put the ball in play. It allowed Randall Sauceman and Gavin Murray both to score, and so Chuckey-Doak will now take a 2-0 lead to the top half of the second. For West Greene, it'll be Stills, Hunter, and Greenlee. Middle of the order due up 4, 5, 6 with Gavin Crum still on the mound here as we start the second. Crum, a very efficient start to his day. 7 pitches to record 3 outs the first time we saw him as the Buffs went down in order. 6 strikes also for those 7 thrown. Out of the windup, he'll start on Stills. A fastball elevated, and it will finish out of the zone for a ball upstairs. 1-0 the count. Multiple other teams in action today as well. Greenville actually welcoming in a Strasburg-Franklin team out of Ohio as another pitch finishes low for a ball. South Greene in action at Happy Valley. The Warriors taking an early 2-0 lead over South Greene as they begin, and Hampton has jumped out to a 1-0 lead over North Greene still early on in those 2 games. 2-1 the count as Crum attacks back on Stills. The wind-up, the pitch, the swing, the foul back from Stills, and the count evens up at 2-2. Stills, of course, bursting onto the scene during the basketball season, had such a terrific freshman year campaign over in Mossheim. 6-man coming off the bench for the West Greene basketball team as Crum very nearly recorded his second strikeout of the day. That one just missing up and away. A breaking pitch there by Crum, who gets the start today on a Monday. Here's the 3-2. It's pegged off the shoulder of Carter Stills, and the freshman will take the base after the first free pass of the day is issued. West Greene puts their first base runner aboard. I went back and rewatched that Chuckey-Doak and Westridge game that you and your dad did the other week, Tyler, and it was incredible to me how many hit-by pitches there were. It felt like, back-to-back.
Exactly what I was. There were 2 on back-to-back pitches, and that's what I'm thinking of right there whenever you do see Carter Stills get plunked right there. Not the time you want to do it either in a 3-2 count, but nonetheless, Stills on first now. Do you expect them to get aggressive right here, knowing how aggressive Sauceman likes to be on the base paths?
I think you consider it here. You, of course, limit yourself and you prevent that double play if you're successful. So I think it's even more important as Hunter puts this one into play. Left side, it's gloved by Ball, but out of bounds, and the play is dead. We'll see one more. 1-1 the count. Gavin Crum against Brandon Hunter, the third baseman for this West Greene High School team. Hunter, a second-team all-conference selection a season ago. The senior at third base for the Buffaloes. 1 ball, 1 strike as Hunter grounds it right side. It's past the mid of Palazzo, picked up by by Lowe. It's flipped up, but too late. And West Greene going to get on the base pass. I'm not sure if that hit the mid or not. It looked like it did from my vantage point, but we'll see how that one is rolled. I'm going to go ahead and call it an error there. The verdict on how Brandon Hunter would reach. So we'll call it an E3 unless I am convinced otherwise. Runners on first and second now for West Greene as they look to answer the crooked number put up in the bottom of the first. Top of the second, 2-0, the Chuckey-Doak lead. Gavin Crum facing his first signs of difficulty here this afternoon. Almost evening. A look back at second, come back home out of the stretch, and it's a ball downstairs. Crum struggling to find that strike zone after throwing the first 7 pitches of the day and having 6 fall for strikes. Since then, just 3 of his next 10 have come for strikes. We'll see if this Chuckey-Doak defense can come up with some crucial outs here. The 2-0 inside for a strike, flipping the inside corner. And Chuckey-Doak will get its first strike in a while now. Out of the stretch now, working Crum. The 2-1. Downstairs, popped into the mid for ball 3. West Greene. Here in these last few weeks, the pitching has certainly been an issue. The defense has let up some runs, but the offense has not really been there. Just 5 runs in their latest loss against North Greene, but since then, 1-run outings against Johnson County and Granger.
Good pitch.
So you really want to see that offense see an uptick. I believe, Tyler, they might have gotten 1 hit against Keeter and the Granger Grizzlies when they played last week, I believe on Tuesday. That's a really good pitcher in Keeter. Saw him against Greenville.
I was about to say, you're probably familiar with him.
Very talented junior over there in Rutledge. So it's understandable that you might not manage enough offense against them. This one driven left side. Cutshaw fields it deep in the hole. The throw will not be in time. It'll be an infield single for Julian Greenlee, the Buffalo DH. 2-0, Chuckey-Doak leads, but trouble is knocking on the door. Base is loaded now with no outs, and Coach Willett will take a mountain visit here to talk to his starters in the infield. That was a tremendous play by Cutshaw to reach back and grab it, but one of those no man's land type plays where unless you're Stephen Milam, you're probably not going to make that throw from shortstop. In time, that is. A bunt single by Greenlee. It was a walk to lead things off for Carter Stills, and Hunter reaching on an error there to be the second man on, but not how you draw up this start to the inning if you're Chuckey-Doak, but hopefully that visit by Coach Willett might settle the Black Knights down a bit.
It's very reminiscent of that Westridge game you talked about also, because I think in that game you saw Gavin really start out well in his first inning of relief, and it kind of got wonky after that, and that's whenever they got 4 in the 6th. So kind of seeing the same here.
First pitch across the belt of Bronson Brown. And Crum will start ahead 0-1. Bronson Brown, the shortstop.
And for Gavin, too, what do you have to do right here to find your confidence and get out of this?
I think you just got to find the strike zone. Get an easy out here, put it on the ground, and even if you're Chuckey-Doak and you have to trade a run for an out, do that. You just got to get the first one to fall, because with no outs and bases loaded, things will get sticky real quick.
And trust your defense. We've seen this Chuckey-Doak team is good at defense.
You've got the bases loaded, and West Greene has failed to put one in the outfield here this inning. Everything's been in the infield. Of course, that error and then the the infield single has kept everything in. And if you're Crum, pitch to contact. Don't need a strikeout here with a guy on third that scores on a walk or a hit by pitch. Just keep it in the zone, let him put it in play, I'd say. The 1-2, low and away. I guess the one thing you have working for you, a wild pitch here won't score the runner from third.
No.
So you have that confidence.
The thing is, too, if you do get one in play, throw it home, because there's a force out at home if you do get an infield grab right here.
This one is downstairs. It's looked at by Brown, and that'll move the count to 3-2. Full across the board. The base is also filled up. Crum out of the stretch. Payoff pitch on the way. Strike 3 called. Crucial pitch by Gavin Crum, and that's the biggest pitch of the day. Knights record the first, maybe the first domino to fall. 1 down, bases remain loaded here in the top of the second. But you needed that one, and Gavin Crum delivered.
You need that one like you need air, because now if you get a double play, you get out of the inning without limiting any damage. So that first out's always the toughest one to get, but it's always the most important one to get whenever you've got the bases loaded in a jam.
Christian Hunter, the right fielder, steps in, cuts on pitch 1. Christian, the senior. Is that Brandon's twin brother? I think that's the question that I'm meaning to ask.
I don't know about twin, but I do believe brother.
Crum the 0-1. Bunt here as Hunter came around. It's popped up into the mitt of the catcher in C. Christian will step back in the box. They're both seniors on the roster, which is why I asked. You don't see that very often, but they are in the same grade, and they are brothers, but not twins. As Crum misses outside here for the first ball on the count. 1-2 on Christian Hunter. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Gavin Crum with 2 straight Ks to get outs number 1 and 2. Looking to get out of the jam completely. That's a good start. Back-to-back strikeouts on Brown and Hunter. And you got Ethan Carpenter to round out this Buffalo order with the bases still loaded and 2 outs. Crum will start. Lifted up in the outfield, left side, moving over is Atchison, and the inning is over. Bases loaded with no outs. And it's a strikeout, fly out to get out of a jam. Knights still holding the Buffs scoreless. They lead at 2-0 as the bats come around in the bottom of the second. 7-8-9 due up when we return. This is Greene County Baseball on First Horizon, Greene Sports Zone.
Whether you ride, haul, or work, CNC has what moves you from dirt roads to job sites. We've got the gear to get you there. Hard-working equipment, helpful people, and honest advice. Whether you haul tools, toys, or livestock, CNC Custom Trailers has the equipment you need and the upgrades you want. CNC Custom Trailers, where you're more than just a customer, you're a neighbor.
A sticky situation there for Chuckey-Doak in the top of the second. West Greene loading the bases with no outs after an infield single and an error, and also that walk issued to start the inning. But Buffalo's unable to convert and bring any of them across. A couple of strikeouts and a fly out. Tyler, you told me in the break the farthest hit ball of the day, and I feel like you got to circle that inning, that half inning especially, because you might really be wanting those extra runs come 6th or 7th inning, and you're looking at that 3 runners left on base statistic.
Yeah, it's for West Greene. You've been struggling on offense this year, and you get the opportunity right there with what a hit by pitch, a single, and a walk, and you've got the bases loaded with no outs. And at that point, you're just looking to get a run across, whether it's another walk, whether you can get a bunt down, a sac fly. That would have been perfect right there with 1 out or with no outs, but can't do that with 3 outs. And for West Greene, you might be looking at that one later on as what could have been, because you expect these games to be low scoring. I think the Chuckey-Doak and West Greene games historically the last few years have been low scoring, and that was your opportunity right there.
Well, 2-1, the new count on Cutshaw after he fouls off one. Pitch by Cox inside, looked at by Cutshaw as it scoots away for ball 3. So Knights with a chance to tack on more. They put up that 2 spot in the bottom half of the first inning, very reminiscent of that West Greene half inning, as Cutshaw puts a piece into one in center field. Diving out is Carpenter, but it skips across the turf. It's a leadoff single for Lincoln Cutshaw, and the Black Knights are in business. That's doing a job there. An excellent display of effort out here in center field, just in front of our location by Ethan Carpenter. But Lincoln Cutshaw, you know, Coach was talking to me before the game. He's like, that bat speed just needs to come around, and if it does, Lincoln Cutshaw is one of those guys who, if he finds a barrel on it, he can jump the yard as well. So it's good to see him aboard first. By far the hardest hit ball we've seen since that Cooper C line drive out off the wall earlier in the first. So Braxton Lowe will say hello for the first time. His first time up to follow the Cutshaw single.
And with Cutshaw now, that's what I was going to say. Do you expect to see a bunt now again?
He's going to pull back and see one across upstairs. The count moves to 1-1. Lowe, we know he's got the wheels on him, the slot receiver for the Black Knight football team. Saw some of them working out here, some spring ball action here on the field, the Black Hole, beautiful Afton, Tennessee. Cox going to try a pickoff over to first, That's a disgusting pickoff there by the lefty. And back to the rubber, he'll go quickly. Lowe gonna step out. Find the side from third base coach Jacob Willett. Step back in, the count tied up, 1-1. Carpenter slides home. Breaking pitch. Found the strike zone for strike 2. And Lowe is down in the count. After a single by Cutshaw, You'd expect even, this one going to hit him in the ear hole. A hit batsman, and the Black Knights will now place 2 on the bases with no outs. So a leadoff single by Cutshaw, hit by a pitch by Law. I was just about to say, Tyler, you get a ground ball in that scenario. You turn 2, and it's a brand new game. But now, completely opposite scenario. You issue the free pass, and Chuckey-Doak's got 2 aboard with no outs. And you've got your top of the order coming around in Cook, Ball, and Sauceman. Or excuse me, after Atchison, that is. So the lineup will turn over. 0-0. Atchison will square around and show bunt here. Corner's playing in. Atchison going to pop it up, and it's out of play. The fortunate part of that closed backstop as well, you're not going to get a ton of foul outs to the catcher behind home plate.
It's to their advantage, yeah. They know how to work it.
Atchison will complete this first trip through this Chuckey-Doak order. He'll square around again, and again it's up off the bat. Cox catches it, turns around, everybody stays put, and it's a pop-up off the bat of Atchison on the bunt attempt. Out number 1 is recorded. Shane Cook as the lineup turns over for Chuckey-Doak. Cook grounded out back to the hill his first time up. Cook's actually injured for parts of this early season stretch for Chuckey-Doak, but the team's leader in batting average despite having played in just 7 games this season. As you see here, the neon elbow guard and shin guard, batting gloves as well. Cook will dig back in. The 0-0 pitch squared up nicely right field. Drifting back is Hunter, and it'll be off the wall again. The runner comes in from second. Knights know they'll stay put at third, and the Knights will have the bases loaded after the Shane Cook single off the right field wall. Excellent piece by Chuckey-Doak and the left fielder Shane Cook.
So now, once again, we've got bases loaded, this time with just 1 out, but for Chuckey-Doak, you've got to put it on them right here because you saw a scare in the last inning where Gavin Crum got a little shaky, and you know you're going to throw him out there the 3rd inning, and you were able to keep West Greene off the board. So you've got to get something right here, not only for his confidence, but to give him some help on the mound.
Pretty surprised there that they held up that base runner from second base, Chuckey-Doak. I think they actually thought Christian Hunter was going to make the grab against the wall. He had a chance at it, but very hard moving out that direction against a 20-foot-high chain-link fence out in right center field to make a grab drifting back. Anyways, 1-0 the count on Kipton Ball, and he'll send this one up the elevator shaft. Carter Stills will converge on it and retire out number 2. So Kipton Ball, that's the guy that you want up as well with bases loaded and less than 2 outs, but unfortunately it will be a pop-out for the Chuckey-Doak third baseman as it is West Greene's turn looking to strand the bases loaded here in this half inning. The 0-0 upstairs looked at by Randall Sauceman. He was the first one to come across for Chuckey-Doak, reached by that 2-out walk back in the bottom of the first. Got the whole party started for Chuckey-Doak to begin with. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Lined right side foul by Sauceman. It's off and in the trees. Sauceman, after that leadoff walk, did come in to score the game's first run. One of the 2 lone runs of the day. Chuckey-Doak has all of them. 2-0, they lead it here in the bottom of the second. West Greene looking to slam the door shut. Jaden Cox inside and nearly clips Sauceman, and a strike 2 is called. That's an awful call. Way inside. Almost hit the belt buckle of Sauceman, but then again, yeah, we'll live with it.
What do we know?
This one fouled back in the dirt by Sauceman. Don't have ABS here at college and, of course, not at the high school level, but, man, you'd sometimes want it. Here's the 1-2. Sauceman chases it and pokes it right side foul again.
Did you watch any baseball this past weekend? Opening weekend?
Not major league. Still just I'm consumed with the college game.
It feels so much different with ABS, but I like it. If you watch it and get to see it, sometimes there's an extra level of excitement and intensity when it favors the home team.
Sauceman going to barrel this one up left side. It's gloved and thrown in by Brown. Stills will step on the bag, and West Greene will get out of the jam. Bases get loaded with 1 out, but no harm done as West Greene limits the damage. No runs come across for Chuckey-Doak. Still a 2-0 Black Knight lead as we move to the 3rd inning. This is Greene County Baseball on First Horizon, Green Sports Zone.
When it comes to healthcare, no one wants to feel rushed. At Abundant Healthcare Clinic in Greenville, we take the time to listen, explain, and truly care. We're a nonprofit clinic backed by 60 years of experience from Evergreen Life Services. From sports and routine physicals to common illnesses and minor injuries, we focus on you, not the clock. Call 423-278-2501 to schedule your appointment today. Abundant Healthcare Clinic. We take the time. Others don't.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman Bernard in Greenville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greenville, where we will save you money.
We've had a couple of bases loaded situations with less than 2 outs and no runs to show for it. 2-0 Chuckey-Doak leads it. It was West Greene's chance to slam the door, and they did in a big way. Jaden Cox gets out of the inning on a middle infield ground out, and the lineup will turn over for West Greene. About as good as an end to an inning as you could have asked for. You had the pop out to the catcher by Atchison when you had 2 on, then the single by Cook, but then a pop out and a ground out to end the inning, and West Greene keeps it a 2-run game as they send the top of the order back to the plate. Cox, Bath, and Willett due up here in the top of the 3rd. Cox will see a nasty pitch finish inside for a strike. That one's been working for Crum here today, but it was Gavin Crum who faced similar issues his last time up on the bump. We'll see what becomes of it here in the 3rd. Here's the 0-1. It's upstairs, missing for a ball. Jaden Cox flying out to the shortstop his first time around. Crum out of the windup here. The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed. 1-2, the count moves. Great day for some baseball here from Lower Afton. Low to mid-70s, partly cloudy, but a lot of sunshine. UV is high, as I'm told. 1-2, the pitch. Now 2-2 after Crum misses. Never knew the UV index was such a factor in weather reports, but my wife, she's been checking the UV first. I'm like, there's no way. I'm always going temperature and precipitation first. But she's kind of opposite. She works in reverse order. Here's the 2-2.
I'm not big into weather. I'm not as familiar with all of it, but hey, what do I know? I'll trust what anybody says. So UV index.
Payoff pitch, drilled out into right field. It's going back, and it's off the wall. Atchison will chase it down, field it off the chain link fence, and coasting into second base with a sliding double, it's Jaden Cox. What a piece by the left-handed pitcher. And West Greene's got their leadoff man aboard here with no outs.
There's something special about the leadoff man being the pitcher and leading off an inning with an extra base hit, because now West Greene's got the opportunity to get that second inning back where they had the bases loaded and weren't able to get any across. And no more important than Jaden Cox right there. I said that Jaden Cox would be the key earlier today, and rightfully so. I mean, you've got the opportunity right there to get your team back in the ball game and then get on the mound right after this and shut Chuckey-Doak down. So big leadoff hit for the Buffs.
And I think we see it all the time, especially in softball. Tyler, you're big on this as strike one comes across the knees, but helping your own cause.
Yes.
Your own run support. And Cox looking to do just that here with a leadoff double.
I mean, it's huge. It's so big. I mean, you saw it right there with Jaden able to get on base right there with nobody out to lead off the inning. So that's big because you've got different ways that you can score him right here. You've got 2 strikes at the moment. You're going to look for some contact, maybe scoot him over, get something that gets by and maybe score him right there. And now it's 2-1 with nobody out with another base runner on.
0-2 on the ground up the middle. Cutshaw comes charging in. The throw is in time, and out number 1 is put away. So nicely done. Textbook G6 for the Black Knights. And Cox Does take third, so that's the one benefit of that play is you do advance the man from second to third as Cox now stands 90 feet away from scoring West Greene's first run of the afternoon.
And that was big, too, because with 2 strikes, you're worrying about a strikeout. You just want to move him over any way you can.
Aiden Willett stands in here with 1 out and a run 90 feet away. He'll foul the first pitch he sees down the third base side. And Gavin Crum will turn his attention back to the hefty righty. 0-1. Willett stands in from the right-handed box. Righty on righty matchup here with just the 1 out. Crum pitching out of the stretch. Kicks and delivers. Willett pieces one through the left side. It's a single, and more importantly, it brings in West Greene's first of the afternoon. The Chuckey-Doak lead cut in half, 2-1. Buffs cut it down by 1. An RBI single and laser beam off the bat of the towering Aiden Willett. West Greene plates its first of the match, and it's 2-1 Chuckey-Doak, still with 1 out. Jaden Cox issuing his own run support, stepping on home plate for the Buffs' first of the afternoon. Stills will see one upside and out of the zone, and he'll jump ahead 1-0. Great piece of hitting there by Cox and by Willett. Willett's job done with a runner in scoring position, and West Greene scratches the first here in the top of the third. 2 straight ones upstairs on Stills. He'll jump ahead 2-0. Crum again laboring here as he'll eventually find the strike zone.
We talked about the weather a moment ago. That hit from Willett had some heat on it.
Absolutely. Screamed past that third base bag. And Kipton Ball, great defender over on that hot corner, but that one was nowhere near touching the glove of the sophomore. Stills will roll over on one. It's in foul territory. It's grabbed by Ball, and it's out of play for strike number 2. 2-2 the count on Stills as the freshman will step back in to face the senior righty. Crum out of the stretch, glances back, kicks and sends one home. Stills buckled at the knees, and it's strike 3. Gavin Crum with punch-out number 4 on the day for these West Greene bats. What a pitch by Crum there with 2 strikes. More importantly, second out of the inning is recorded. Brandon Hunter, who reached by air his first time up, will step in for a second time. Crum sends one home. It's past the numbers, and it's a ball. 1-0 the pitch. Hunter steps back in. Rolls over on one, sends it foul into the Chuckey-Doak dugout. Count now even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Matthew Palazzo, Tyler Nichols in attendance here for some Monday afternoon baseball in District 1 2A. Tate Russell agreed in Sports Zone also carrying the torch. Here on a beautiful day from Lower Afton.
Let's not forget about our boy Jimmy out here.
Jimmy Bowman. How rude of me to forget. I also forgot that he made the trip as well. So check our socials later on. Some excellent video, photos, and, of course, complete broadcast from today's game, including after game reactions from both coaches. This one nailed into center field. It'll reach all the way out, feet from the wall, and Brandon Hunter will stand up on second. It's a double with 2 outs, and West Greene will put 2 in scoring position thanks to the bat of Brandon Hunter. And that is a couple pieces here in this inning by West Greene, their second double of the game. The first by Cox started the inning.
With Greenlee stepping up too, first time he was up, he was able to beat one out at first right here. So this could be dangerous for Chuckey-Doak now because you've got a speedster that's stepping at the plate right now. So you think about maybe playing in a little bit, but you have to be weary of him putting one in play right now.
A deep infield single for Greenlee, his first time around. 1 ball and no strikes as the freshman will step back in. Out of the DH spot, he'll eye one away, clip the corner for a strike, and the count moves to 1-1. West Greene did leave 3 runners on base back when they had the bases loaded with no outs back in the second. See if they can do any damage here with 2 outs and 2 in scoring position. Strike 2 is called at the knees of Greenlee. He'll step back in, down to his final strike. Gavin Crum, 4 Ks on the day. What will it be? Downstairs for ball 2. And the count remains tied up, 2-2. Hunter on second, Willett over at third base. Greenlee steps in. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Greenlee swats one left side. It gets past the glove of Ball out into left field, and the tying run will score from third base. 2-2. We're all knotted up here in the top of the third inning. A well-hit ball there off the bat of Julian Greenlee, but one in which I think Kipton Ball might want back. See how that one, that's going to be an interesting one to score here. And they're actually going to call it an error on Ball.
Which is rare.
A very rare sighting to see an E5 when this Chuckey-Doak defense is playing.
Sometimes the most dangerous hitters at the plate are the least intimidating. I mean, you look at Julian Greenlee and you look at what he's done so far today. 2 deep infield singles, but both have been very impactful in the game so far. You get the game-tying run right here, and then the one earlier we know didn't score any runs, but it still helped to get the bases loaded. So sometimes the most intimidating aren't the most intimidating, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely. You see that all the time, I think especially in baseball too. I think of Maddox Bishop for Greenville, kind of similar. Just that size, doesn't necessarily have the size, but you'd be surprised. Some of those smaller guys still got a ton of pop in the bat.
LSU fan. You talk about Stephen Milam.
That's exactly
right.
He
stands all but about 5 foot 5 inches tall, but
Monster Milam.
Yeah, when your name's Monster, you may not look like one, but when you get on the baseball field, you turn into one.
Here's the 0-0. It's
Greenlee's going.
Almost bunted upon, but Cooper C will keep the glove in the mitt and hold on to it after ball 1 crosses. So after the error brings in the tying run, we're all knotted up 2-2 here in the top of the third inning. Good pitch there by Crum on the inside corner.
And now with Greenlee moving over to second, you've got 2 in scoring position now with 2 outs. So
for the second time this inning, a half swing and a strike called as Brown waved at one in the zone. And once again, these West Greene Buffs are down to their final strike here in the top of the third.
And this is when I feel like West Greene is the most dangerous, though, when they've got a lot of pressure put on them.
The 2-2 pitch upstairs. The 1-2, excuse me, now 2-2 the count. Greenlee at second, Hunter at third. Brown steps back in, and it's a strike 3. Punch out number 5 for Gavin Crum, and the Black Knights get out of another jam, but West Greene able to scratch 2 here in the top of the third. They tie things up 2 apiece as we move to the home half. You're listening to Greene County Baseball on First Horizon, Greene Sports Zone.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman Bernard in Greenville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greenville, where we will save you money. For over 30 years, Tommie's Plumbing has proudly served the Tri-Cities with a personal touch, because we're not just plumbers, we're family. From simple faucet repairs to full plumbing repiping, we have the experience and expertise to get the job done right. We also specialize in water heater and tankless water heater installations, helping you find the perfect solution for your home. Our technicians stand behind their work and always leave your space clean and spotless. Looking for a plumber who's fast, professional, and reliable? Call Tommie's Plumbing and let our family take care of yours.
Very similar situations in this ball game here on a Monday afternoon in District 1 2A affairs, as once again West Greene able to score that error, making things possible, and both teams having scored their 2 runs on an error from the other side. So eerily reminiscent, that top of the 3rd inning for West Greene to Chuckey-Doak's bottom of the 1st. But here we are, all tied up 2-2. Brand new ball game. Head to the home half. Leading things off for the Black Knights, Cooper C. 4, 5, and 6. Middle of the order due up for Chuckey-Doak. It's C. Palazzo and Crum stepping to the plate. C puts one on the ground, left side, gloved by Hunter. The throw, no problem to grab C for out number 1. Nicely done there by Brandon Hunter. Excuse me. To grab C on the base pass for the first out of the inning. Hunter, an exceptional defensive third baseman.
Yes.
Hard to find one better in the conference and even the county. Jaden Cox on the hill. With 1 out, nobody on. Ben Palazzo will step in. This one across the shoelaces for ball 1. Ben reached by air his first time up. That's what started the whole thing. And landslide continued for West Greene in that bottom of the 1st. But that error, which brought in the first 2 runs of the game for Chuckey-Doak and gave the Black Knights the first lead of today's game. West Greene would answer, though. The E5 back in the 3rd, the inning we just saw, it was Julian Greenlee reaching by air as West Greene would tie it up 2 apiece. 2-1, excuse me, 3-1 here, the count on Palazzo. He waves the bat. Way ahead in the count. He'll put one. It bounces up. Third baseman. It's gloved by Hunter again. The throw is in time for out number 2. A couple of ground outs to the left side. And Brandon Hunter has flashed the leather here in the 3rd to retire 2 Black Knight bats.
Might be an inning like we seen with Haley Seidel a few weeks ago, getting all 3 outs in the inning. Hunter's, he's on his way to it. He's got 2 so far.
That one was rare because all 3 were foul outs to the catcher, which you don't see a ton.
No, I don't
much
think
less
we'll
3
ever
times.
see that again. Yeah, softball's weird, and so is baseball.
And even a ground out to the third baseman. You could understand if it might be 3 G6s. I'd say that's probably your most common outcome if you were to retire the side yourself defensively. But hey, you see something new every day. We see these West Greene uniforms. Those are also new. And Jaden Cox will get another punch out to his total. Number 2 on the day for the lefty. And we're still tied as we head to the 4th. Incredible baseball here on a Monday from Afton. This is the Bachman Bernard Game of the Week presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
Project needs power. Williams Electric Supply has it all. Find us in Bristol, Greenville, Johnson City, and Kingsport. Our knowledgeable staff can help you with every wire, cable, switch, and electrical need. No one does electrical better. Williams Electric Supply. Your home needs lighting. Williams Electric Supply has it all. A showroom full of ideas for lighting your home for comfort. Find us in Bristol, Greenville, Johnson City, and Kingsport for unique lighting and every perfect light fixture. No one does lighting better. Williams Electric Supply.
2-2, all tied up as we move to the top of the 4th inning. We've yet to have an inning completed that hasn't seen an error from one of these 2 teams, but Chuckey-Doak so far with 2, West Greene with 1. All 4 runs here today have been unearned, and that's just the way baseball goes sometimes. Gavin Crum still on the hill. He and Jaden Cox in a sort of a duel heading into the 4th inning. They've played really well at times. Other times they've each had one inning, Tyler, that's really gotten out of hand and related those extra runners on base for Chuckey-Doak. Those
outside of
that bad inning didn't really hurt them.
They've been solid. Yeah. Outside of that, they've been solid.
We see Jaden Cox end the inning on the strikeout more recently. And this one is popped up off the bat of Christian Hunter as he leads things off for West Greene here as we start the fourth. No. Looks like we've got a new bat in this West Greene order. This is actually going to be Bradley Caldwell, the junior, pinch hitting for Christian and playing right field defensively to follow. 1-1 the count as Caldwell steps in. Actually transferring from Chuckey-Doak in the offseason. The junior now pitted against his former school and team. Now even at 2-2 the count. Caldwell steps back in. Crum out of the windup. Finishes just low here and downstairs for ball 3. The count filled up here, and Tyler, you mentioned to me between innings, you feel like that momentum shifted, and West Greene definitely riding the most recent momentum stretch as Crum fires in the payoff pitch. That's a vicious strikeout for number 6 on the day for Gavin Crum.
Yeah, you feel like West Greene gets the momentum a little bit there at the end of that half inning because of just the way that Jaden Cox was able to get out of the inning. 2 ground outs to Brandon Hunter and then a quick strikeout on 3 pitches. But, gosh, with the way that Gavin's pitching right now, too, you almost feel like it's back to even or maybe just slightly towards Chuckey-Doak a little bit.
First pitch of the at-bat is lifted into left center field. No problem for Dom Atchison as he records out number 2. And you talked with Coach Willett beforehand. He said starting pitching would need to be there if this team were to have more success. Well, like you just said, Tyler, Gavin Crum has been really good despite that 1 inning earlier on as he records the second out of this half inning after the fly out to center field.
I've not seen Gavin Crum pitch every game this year, but just the 2 that I've seen, it's been that second inning that he stepped onto the mound. If you get past that inning, I think he's been fine the rest of the way. He's been solid since that second inning so far, and he's keeping the Black Knights in it.
I mean, I think when we came and watched him a couple of weeks ago, our first game of the week on the diamond, it was that 1 inning against South Greene. I mean, he just burned
did pitch
through
that
South
game
Greene
also,
bats.
yes.
This one outside to start on Jaden Cox.
And again, looking back at that South Greene game, you had Charlie Lane's hit that delivered all 3 of those runs in that game. So it's just 1 bad inning for Crum. Just get past that. It's a quality outing every single time.
Wave and a miss here by Cox. Cox, who doubled and came across to score West Greene's first back in the top of the 3rd. We're going to do the same here with 2 outs and nobody aboard. The 1-1 looked at by Cox, low in the dirt. And the count moves further in his favor, 2-1. So an interesting uniform combo today for West Greene. Mixed feelings, definitely in the broadcast booth. I, for one, am a fan of the old-timey look. Cox will see one as a strike on the outside corner. At the navy blues with the white pinstripe down the sides, the gray jerseys with the navy blue numerals trimmed in white. Here's the 2-2. Batted back foul.
I saw the head tap right there, and I immediately think ABS.
It's not ABS. Yeah. Perhaps it would be good for the high school game. Definitely some softball games that would benefit from it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitcher on pitcher. Crum delivers. Cox bats another one foul, and we'll see another one. A couple of score updates we'll get to you as well if the inning continues or in the next half inning. Some finals in softball action here in local affairs. Excellent breaking pitch there by Crum, but just outside the zone for ball 3. Full count on the way as these 2 pitchers facing each other for a 3rd time here today. Cox 1 for 2, and we'll swing on one again, foul it back. We'll see another payoff pitch. Jaden Cox able to battle back and forth now. Righty on lefty action. And I think that tap on the helmet signifies okay, 2 outs, let's lock in. Let's battle now. Cox steps in from the left side.
Definitely not out of it.
Payoff pitch number 2 on the way. Cox swings on it and just foul tipped back to prolong the at-bat.
What a battle. 8 pitches now?
I'd have to look at it here in a second. We'll see it if it's after this pitch. Payoff pitch number 3, and it's fouled back again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, now 11 after a third consecutive fall back. Hey, he's had 5 foul balls in this current AB.
And all have went to the backstop.
Yeah. So number 11 of the AB. Payoff pitch number 4, swing and a miss. Gavin Crum, welcome to the show, young man. Chuckey-Doak with a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the 4th. Still 2-2, we go to the home half. This is West Greene and Chuckey-Doak in the Bachman Bernard Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
At Heritage Community Bank, we offer local banking with local decisions. Stop by any of our 3 convenient locations and see how Heritage Community Bank can serve your needs. We're here to stay. We're not for sale. We're not merging. We're local, and we intend to stay that way. From small business banking to personalized checking accounts with online and mobile capabilities, Heritage Community Bank can take care of all your banking needs. Visit us online at hcbonline.us, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect. Games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected. Low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at gatewaynissangreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greenville.
Well, a marathon at bat to end the top of the 4th inning. Jaden Cox for a 3rd time facing off against his pitching counterpart in Gavin Crum. And 11 pitches in, it's a strikeout for Gavin Crum. Crum now with 7 Ks on the day. He has been grooving through that West Greene order. No earned runs giving up here today for either pitcher. And so, I mean, we're essentially tied as it is as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Jaden Cox still out dealing from the left-hand side from West Greene. And for Chuckey-Doak, it's 7, 8, 9, bottom of the order due up with Cutshaw, Lowe, and Atchison to welcome us back. Cox out of the windup, the 0-0, outside corner, called strike 1, and Cutshaw falls behind early 0-1. Cutshaw reached aboard due to the single back in the bottom of the 2nd, his first time up. Swings across this one and quickly falls behind 0-2. Cox moving quickly back to the hill, he'll go. 0-2, delivers one. Cutshaw in on the hands. He'll lift one up the elevator shaft right side, and Carter Stills will retreat back to make the grab for out number 1. So the freshman puts away the senior for the first out of the inning. And with 1 out, nobody on, we'll see the freshman Braxton Lowe of Chuckey-Doak. A lot of underclassmen talent here. Now, Chuckey-Doak's one of those interesting rosters where I'm not even sure what you'd call it. You've got a lot of senior talent on your roster, 4 or 5 starters in that everyday lineup, but you've also got a ton of freshmen and sophomores who have been really good for you this season. Lowe watches one outside. Balanced lineup. That's what you'd call it. 1-0, the count on Braxton Lowe. Big swing there by Lowe to fall behind now 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Lowe fouls it back, and the count ties up 2-2. Lowe hit by a pitch his first time up. Hard to believe. It's just the second trip through this Chuckey-Doak order.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, you could have a really interesting conversation next inning if he gets out of this.
Big breaking ball and a big strikeout for Jaden Cox. Again, the lefty able to deliver. Strikeout number 3 on the day. I mean, it doesn't always have to be like that for you to find success on the mound, and Jaden Cox, one of those high strikeout guys. I mean, we saw him at South Greene. What do you have, Tyler? 11 strikeouts in 6 innings pitched. So definitely someone who can be that high strikeout guy. And I mean, his most productive inning, he didn't have a strikeout in that 2nd inning. He did have one in the 3rd inning. I'm sorry. He had the 2 groundouts and the strikeout. Got ahead of myself there. But
credit to West Greene's defense. We talked about him being a high strikeout guy coming in. He's just got 3 so far today. But West Greene's defense has really helped him out today whenever Chuckey-Doak's put it in play. And for Chuckey-Doak, that's got to be a little annoying putting it in play so much, just not able to see that reflect on the scoreboard.
I think that's been a common thread in Chuckey-Doak's early season struggles. 1-2 pitch finds the zone for strike number 3. 1-2-3 down. They go back-to-back strikeouts for the lefty, and we stay tied as we move to the 5th. 2-2. This is the Bachman Bernard Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
Marathon Quick Stop Markets, you'll find a company that realizes that our customers are our biggest asset. We are a locally owned company, proud to serve our community. So we do everything with you in mind. We clean and sanitize our stores, provide a well-lit, monitored area to keep you and your family safe. You can always expect a friendly staff and a large selection of products with weekly specials. Stop in at a nearby Marathon Quick Stop Market today.
Well, as we start Holy Week, a glorious day for some baseball here from beautiful Lower Afton. We're tied up 2-2. Both of these pitchers have dealt as of recently, too. No hits for either team and 2 strikeouts for both pitchers in that 4th inning. Let's move to the 5th, shall we? A quickly developing District 1-2-8 Monday series starters. The first pitch is fouled off the bat of Jonan Bath as we begin inning number 5. I heard those horns and those sirens, Tyler. I actually thought that it hit a car. But I was fooled.
Yeah, that's our own Radio Greenville employee, David Brooks, up there with the nice PA system here at Chuckey-Doak.
We're certainly moving up in the world as this one is belted foul. It's out of play. I was asking Coach Willett beforehand. We actually have a visitor's bullpen of sorts on the West Greene side. And not really a bullpen. You don't have a mound, but you have a space where you can throw. But I asked him, I said, is this the only spot in the county where neither side has a bullpen? And I think it is. And, thinking around, I believe you got one at West Greene, you got one at Greenville, you got one at North Greene, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know if you have a visitors at South Greene.
I think you got a home at South Greene.
I think you do have a home.
Not a visitors. That'd be one to – we'll be out there probably sometime this season, so we'll have to do some investigative journalism. 0-2 pitch upstairs on Bath, who's 0 for 2 with a fly out and ground out here today. But an interesting note. Possibly some room for some development for those looking to invest in the Chuckey-Doak baseball program. 2-2 after Crum misses upstairs.
And these are the innings I'm really excited about. Not only is it going to come down to these innings and decide who wins the game, but this is the 3rd time through the lineup for each pitcher.
Absolutely. Just now thought about that, too, as well.
The statistics will say that a team has more success and a higher batting average a 3rd time through the lineup against a pitcher because you've seen them 2 times already. You know their tendencies. You've caught up to their timing a little bit, and sometimes that fatigue wears on the pitcher a little bit.
And that pitch count becomes an issue as well as Crum fires in pitch number 88 on the day. It's up and in on Bath, and he's thrown 3 straight balls against the West Greene catcher.
And I think it's really going to come down to which offense takes advantage here because I think both pitchers are still going to be dialed in coming down to these last few innings.
Crum winds up off the calf, and West Greene with a hit-by pitch to start this 5th inning. Jonan Bath to rally the troops, or at least begin to, and Gavin Crum working on what's likely a much shorter rope now as he's nearing the 90 in the pitch count department. 4 straight balls issued, a reverse walk, if you will, or a reverse free pass with that hit by pitch. Top of the 5th with 1 out, or with no outs, and 1 on. Heavy shift to the left side on the pull hitter, Aiden Willett. As you can tell here, Don Matchison makes a better door than a window. But you can see Lincoln Cutchaw playing way over to the left side. You've got Shane Cook nearly standing on the bag at second base. So looks like they read the spray charts. Aiden Willett is a power hitter, but he'll go opposite field here. Poke one over the right fielder's head. It hits the wall, and Sauceman will relay it in. The throw is overhead of the cutoff man, but they'll have runners at the corners with no outs here in the top of the 5th. How about that off the bat of Aiden Willett? Hey, play me as a pull hitter. I'll poke one opposite field.
And that's exactly what I was about to say also, is how dangerous is he in this spot where you've got somebody on first with no outs? You saw him rope one down the line earlier, but Aiden's one of those that it's hit or miss. Does he make contact with it? Does he not make contact? And when he makes contact with it, where is it going? Is it foul back, field of play? But he's delivered big in 2 situations earlier today.
Be a mound visit, or a visit of sorts here between Coach Sossman. He was walking down to the home plate umpire, had a discussion. Believe we might see another pinch hitter here for West Greene. Unless I'm mistaken, it's supposed to be Carter Stills at this spot in the lineup. It looks like it is still Carter Stills. I think that is Stills in there. The 0-0 pitch swung on and missed. So, yes, confirmed that it is Carter Stills as he sees strike number 1 swinging. Gavin Crum looking to get out of a jam. Pitch count into the low 90s now. With runners at the corners, he'll try the reverse pickoff back to first. Nothing doing. And he'll turn his attention back to the freshman in Stills. 0-1. Crum, excellent as far as the strikeout pitch has gone today. 7 Ks on the day for the senior right-handed pitcher. That pitch count is elevated, though, so you wonder just how long of a leash he's got left. This one, a wild pitch. It's going to get away from C and advance from first to second. Julian, the pinch runner there for West Greene. That's Seth Julian, the freshman. And he was actually coming in for Aiden Willett. So I think that's going to be a defensive entry there for West Greene. This one is looked at by Stills. You can just tell it's Carter just by the movements. He's just got such a wiry way of moving. Kind of reminds me of a younger me.
He would probably ask you, what do you mean by that?
Funny guy, this Carter Stills kid. 2-2. Crum looking to get out of a jam. 2 in scoring position with no outs for the Buffs. This one grounded back foul from Carter. And the at-bat continues. We saw an 11-pitch AB here today with Jaden Cox in his battle. Meanwhile, the go-ahead run stands 90 feet away in Jonan Bath. Bath actually some wheels at the catcher position. This one is grounded out foul as Kipton Ball will move over and forget about it. Bath remains 90 feet away. At second base, you've got Seth Julian, the pinch runner. And you've got trouble knocking on the door here if you're Chuckey-Doak. Can you escape the jam once more? We saw them have the bases loaded with no outs back in the top of the second, and they escaped without allowing a run. Can you find similar success here? Back then it was 2 strikeouts and a flyout as Crum nearly had an 8th. This one just past the knees of Carter Stills. 3-2. We've seen this story before.
Big lead at second.
Payoff pitch on the way. Stills gives it a look and gets rung up. Oh, my goodness. They called a strike way late. Stills was on his way down to first base, and that one, if I'm being completely honest, looked a little low. But it's a strikeout here from Crum. And Chuckey-Doak, one of the 3 outs they need to get out of this jam here in the top of the 5th. Kick and delivery. This one is pieced up the middle, out into the outfield. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. West Greene has their first lead of the game. 4-2 off the bat of Brandon Hunter, and the Buffs are in business. Second base knock of the day for Brandon Hunter. This one, a 2 RBI single with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Job well done by the Buff third baseman. That one's big, Tyler.
That one was huge.
We'll see Julian Greenlee step to the plate, but not before a mound visit is called by Chuckey-Doak skipper in Jacob Willie. You think, is this the end of the rope for Gavin Crum? He has just reached the century mark now at 100 pitches on the day. Is this all she wrote? Big at-bat there by Brandon Hunter. And it looks like a change will be made for Chuckey-Doak on the hill. We'll get you acquainted with a new Chuckey-Doak arm when we come back. 2-minute break. It's West Greene taking its first lead of the ball game here in the top of the fifth with 1 out and a runner on first. 4-2, Buffs lead it here on First Horizon, Green Sports Zone.
In Greenville, we blend beauty with Southern charm.
From sharp cuts to flawless color and perfect extensions, we make dream hair real.
As milkshake experts, we deliver exclusive treatments, glosses, and pro product advice. Finish your look with nails and waxing done with care.
Relax and recharge with our signature Japanese head spa.
Come experience the Main Brand difference.
At the Main Brand Hair Company,
we wrangle your tangles!
At Food City, we make it easy for you to shop your way. Order online and pick it up curbside, or have it delivered straight to your door with Instacart or DoorDash. Nobody does food like Food City. And now, get it straight from our doors to yours.
When it comes to healthcare, no one wants to feel rushed. At Abundant Healthcare Clinic in Greenville, we take the time to listen, explain, and truly care. We're a nonprofit clinic backed by 60 years of experience from Evergreen Life Services. From sports and routine physicals to common illnesses and minor injuries, we focus on you, not the clock. Call 423-278-2501 to schedule your appointment today. Abundant Healthcare Clinic. We take the time. Others don't.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman Bernard in Greenville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet, GMC, Cadillac in Greenville, where we will save you money.
Well, it's the end of the road for Gavin Crum. His day is done for the Black Knights, and West Greene able to strike on a 2 RBI single off the bat of Brandon Hunter. 4-2 Buffs lead it here in the top of the fifth inning. Gavin Murray will be the new arm used for Chuckey-Doak, the first use out of the pen, the senior right-handed pitcher. Gavin Murray, a Mr. Bowling Award winner from a season ago, so see if he can pitch a few down the lane here, as the Black Knights are looking to get out of a 1-out runner on first scenario here in the top of the fifth. Murray gives a check, slides home. It's outside. The throw down is on time, and the tag was applied. They'll say he got him. He's down. What a gun by Cooper C, and a tag there by, believe, was Gavin Crum. So 2-4 on the caught stealing. Excellent stuff. After the RBI single, the base runner wiped off the board on the absolute cannon of a throw there by Cannon C. By Cooper C, excuse me. Maybe we should start calling him Cannon C after that one.
Probably wouldn't mind it.
So Crum's day is done. 4 1/3 inning of work, 6 hits, 4 runs. We'll compute all of which were earned. I believe it's just 2 that were earned on Crum's line here today. I'll have to go back and give it a look, but this one is swung on and fouled by Greenlee as the count ties up 1-1. Do it in between innings. 2 outs, nobody on now as Murray turns his attention back to the freshman Greenlee. He'll step in from the right-hand side. The 0-0, a sweeper, and just couldn't find the zone for ball 1. Greenlee 1 for 2 here today. A bunt or an infield single his first time up, reached by error back in the third. As this one will exit as well. Greenlee, the DH, jumps ahead 3-1 in the count. West Greene has scored 4 straight. Murray kicks, fires, ball low, and Greenlee will walk down the first baseline. Buffs get a runner on with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Bronson Brown, the shortstop, will step in 0 for 2 with a couple of Ks here today. Chuckey-Doak on the day issuing their first walk. Crum hadn't walked anybody. Now, he did hit 2 batsmen, but no walks issued until that one.
Once again, I beg the question, too, with 2 outs and nobody on second, how aggressive do you think Sauceman gets right here?
I'd probably play it pretty conservative, considering you already scored the 2 earlier in the inning. Now, I'm not sure the wheels that Greenlee has. This one's off the bat and upstairs, and laboring to find it, but eventually putting it away is Palazzo for out number 3. But the damage is done for West Greene. They get a run on 2 hits. They leave 1 on, but more importantly, they score their 4th unanswered. They lead it 4-2 over Chuckey-Doak as we head to the home half. This is Greene County Baseball on First Horizon, Green Sports Zone.
In Greenville, we blend beauty with Southern charm.
From sharp cuts to flawless color and perfect extensions, we make dream hair real.
As milkshake experts, we deliver exclusive treatments, glosses, and pro product advice. Finish your look with nails and waxing done with care.
Relax and recharge with our signature Japanese head spa.
Come experience the Main Brand difference.
At the Main Brand Hair Company,
we wrangle your tangles.
At Food City, we make it easy for you to shop your way. Order online and pick it up curbside, or have it delivered straight to your door with Instacart or DoorDash. Nobody does food like Food City. And now, get it straight from our doors to yours.
Value every day, Food City.
Top of the order due up as we welcome you back from beautiful Lower Afton. 4-2, West Greene takes the lead on a 2 RBI base knock from Brandon Hunter for his second base hit of the day. Hunter has been fantastic from that 5-hole today. But the top of the order is due up in Cook, Ball, and Sauceman of Chuckey-Doak. You'd like to think if you'd like to get anything started, it begins now your 3rd trip through the lineup as Cook is seeing Jaden Cox for a 3rd time. He's 1 for 2 with a single, and we'll see strike 1 come across. Jaden Cox has been just fantastic for you. We saw him and Crum go back and forth. The one thing that Cox has that Crum didn't was a much lower pitch count. Now 65 pitches in his 4 innings of work. 3 hits, 2 runs, which were unearned, 4 strikeouts, and a walk from the junior left-handed pitcher. Man, does he look great here today. 1 ball and 2 strikes after getting ahead early on Cook. Cook playing in just his 7th game of the season, scoots out of the way of ball 2. But the action he has seen, he's been fantastic. 474 hitter, a double, and 2 RBIs as he'll poke one opposite field, and it's out of play. 2-2, the count stays. Jaden Cox looking to get the win here this afternoon as Cook belts one right side through the gap out into right field. And Chuckey-Doak's got the leadoff man aboard here to start the bottom of the 5th. Shane Cook with his 2nd base hit of the day. So that's one way to get the party started. Knight's looking to complete that comeback. And like we said, you've got to start with getting your leadoff man aboard.
You got to start somewhere.
Kipton Ball, a good man to have up. Seeking his first hit of the day. He's 0 for 2.
Oh,
won't get out of the way of this one, and he will get pegged on the, looked like hit him right on the top of the quad. And Coach Sauceman will go out and have a word with the home plate umpire. Maybe plead his case, maybe ask why that was a hit by pitch. See if he got out of the way of it, or failed to, that is. But that was a very uncomfortable place to get hit. High pitch. That was quickly over. And we'll be back to the plate, but I guess any way you can get on, it's a hit by pitch following the Cook single. And you've got 2 aboard here with no outs. Randall Sussman steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. and a run scored. Wields a big bat from the right-hand side. Here's the 0-0. Sauceman squares to bunt, puts it down. Cox spins around the throw to first in time for out number 1. But a job well done. Sauceman advancing the 2 Chuckey-Doak base runners into scoring position. Looks like Cook was a little antsy.
Yeah, he's thinking.
Cook will stay put at third, and your tying run will move to second and Kipton ball. So it's a sack bunt. Now you got to rely upon the middle of the order. C, Palazzo, and Crum coming up. Cooper C, 1 for 2 with a double, as there is a mound visit in effect for West Greene as Coach Sauceman steps to the bunt, talks to his infield and his starting pitcher. Coach Sauceman in his 13th year coaching over from Mossheim.
Man, that makes me feel old.
He said he was one of your substitute teachers, wasn't he?
Student teacher.
Student teacher?
I guess student teaching, yeah.
I mean,
he did his student teaching with my 8th grade homeroom class.
It still doesn't feel like he'd have been there for 13 years.
No, it doesn't.
You know?
But that also makes me feel old because that means it's been 13 years since I've been a freshman in high school. So
I'm sure he'd probably feel old if you told him, hey, Coach, you graduated back in 08.
Yeah.
So went and played some college ball, I believe in Milligan.
Go ask him about his curveball.
Pitch finishing outside for a ball here on Cooper C. C, the team's leader in doubles, and he tacked one more on his first plate appearance. He'll sling this one right side. It finds green grass, and 1 run will score. Kipton ball will stay at third, and it'll stay a single, but Chuckey-Doak able to cut the lead in half on a Cooper C base knock through the right side. So that inning continues. It started with that Cook single. A hit by pitch by Ball, a sac bunt by Sauceman to advance both base runners. And Chuckey-Doak's within 1. 4-3. Buffs hanging on to a lead with 1 out and 2 on. It looks like Knight's going to try the delayed steal here. C
going home.
Is caught in a pickle. They'll throw to home. Staying put at third was Ball. And now he's in a pickle down the third baseline. They'll chase him back and forth. Ball will try to get back to third. He'll step back in. And all that for nothing. Except for a stolen bag at second base. So a job well done. You execute it. I know you want the run to score, but Coach Willett going to go out and plead his case maybe for some interference down the third baseline. So as of now, we'll have C going from first to second, still 1 out. And Coach Willett is looking for a different verdict. You see the 2 officials getting together to discuss right in front of the Chuckey-Doak dugout.
Can't tell who was more antsy, Cook or Willett right now.
I mean, he just seemed beside himself in belief that that should be called interference. You don't see him that animated for many. And they will award him home. 4-4, we're all tied up on the interference call. Kipton ball will touch home plate, and we're deadlocked at 4 from Afton. Wow. What a call and what an outcome. A single by C, and Coach Willett rolls the dice. He does the delayed steal. West Greene actually played it really well. They just weren't able to get that final throw to third base. Coach Sauceman now will want an explanation. Chuckey-Doak scratching 2 across here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
And just like that, we're tied.
Just like that, we're tied for a second time. West Greene with 4 unanswered. Chuckey-Doak scoring their first since the bottom of the 1st. And these long deliberations continue. Let's check in on some scores around the area. A couple of softball games that have gone final. It was Cott County over North Greene 7-0 today. Volunteer besting Chuckey-Doak 13-1. That one was finished up, I believe, in 5 innings. Yep, so that one actually got done in 4 innings. That's what Game Changer has.
Is it 4? I think 4, or if it's 12 after 4, something like that.
Greenville and Strasburg Franklin has just gotten underway. Strasburg Franklin, an Ohio team. We'll have coverage of that Greenville and Belfry game tomorrow on 99.5 FM WGRV. On the radio side, as Greenville will play their second of a 4-game stretch against out-of-state competition. Ben Palazzo here will step in. A runner on second as he will put this one on the ground, and it's out of play, foul territory. North Greene trails Hampton 2-1. That game is in the bottom of the 7th, just about ready to wrap up.
Interesting point to make also is even though the runner advanced home, the runner at second had to stay.
Yes.
So you don't have a runner at third with 1 out right now. So you have you had the possibility, I thought, of having a sac fly right here or just something put into play with score, but that's not the case. So that's a point to make right there is the runner is still on second.
It's a hefty swing there by Palazzo.
Still in scoring position nonetheless, but.
Meanwhile, from Elizabethton, South Greene and Happy Valley Warriors leading 14-5 against the league's lone 2 winless teams. Both of them looking for their first win in District 1 2A competition, a combined 0-10 entering the contest today. That's a shocker through 4. But you're all up to date in prep baseball and some softball. Palazzo steps in. Count filled up. The payoff pitch is swatted back foul. And he will see one more. Here's another payoff pitch. Swing and a miss from Palazzo. Cox will send down the senior on strikes and record strikeout number 6.
And that's a big strikeout, too, because not only does it give you 2 outs right after Chuckey-Doak just tied the game, but Palazzo was running up the pitch count right there in an area right now where you can't afford your pitch count to go much higher than it's already at.
Excuse me, just the 5th strikeout of the day for Jaden Cox, as this one is thrown down to third. Cooper C will grab the stolen bag. You know, for C to be a catcher, he's got some wheels. That's his, I believe his 7th or 8th stolen bag on the season. I was looking earlier. I was surprised to see you don't pinch run or you don't courtesy run for Cooper C, and you don't see that too many times from the catcher position. The count 3-0 now as Jaden Cox has reached the 80s in his pitch count. Been a pretty good day at the office for Jaden Cox. He's looking to get out of this inning in a tie game, and we'll find the strike zone here for the first time this at-bat. Gavin Crum 0 for 2 with a strikeout his last time up. Another battle between the 2 starting pitchers here today. Crum wins it. He'll advance to first on the walk. Just the 2nd walk issued by Jaden Cox here today. He's also hit one other batter, or hit 2 batters, excuse me. Hit low, and he hit Kipton Ball earlier this inning.
Lincoln Cutshaw now up to bat in a big spot right now.
Very big at-bat. You've got the go-ahead run 90 feet away in Cooper C. Gavin Crum at the other corner at first. Runners at the corners with 2 outs as Chuckey-Doak is looking to poke one more across here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Cutshaw will step in. Cox, likely the last inning we'll see him throw. Potentially the last inning we'll see him throw. We'll see what Coach Sauceman decides, but you leave him out there for another half inning, he'd have gone through the batting order for a 4th time. The 1-0 fouled back into the mitt, and it's tied 1-1. Cutshaw 1 for 2 with a single back in the second. Cox slides and delivers. Cutshaw waves and misses. Knights down to their final strike of the inning.
Could argue maybe the biggest pitch of the inning.
Without a doubt. Cutshaw,
333
333 hitter, but reaches base at a 54% clip. 1-2. Cox comes home. Swing and a miss. Jaden Cox was strikeout number 6, and the Buffs get out of the inning. Still a tie ball game. Chuckey-Doak able to scratch 2 here in the bottom of 5, but Cox able to get out of a jam after the strikeout to end on Lincoln Cutshaw. 8-9-1 due up when the Buffs come to the plate, looking to break a tie at 4 as we head to the 6th. You're listening to Greene County Baseball on First Horizon, Greene Sports Zone.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman Bernard in Greenville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greenville, where we will save you money. For over 30 years, Tommie's Plumbing has proudly served the Tri-Cities with a personal touch, because we're not just plumbers, we're family. From simple faucet repairs to full plumbing repiping, we have the experience and expertise to get the job done right. We also specialize in water heater and tankless water heater installations, helping you find the perfect solution for your home. Our technicians stand behind their work and always leave your space clean and spotless. Looking for a plumber who's fast, professional, and reliable? Call Tommie's Plumbing and let our family take care of yours.
Chuckey-Doak able to scratch 2 aboard in the bottom of the 5th. They do it on 2 singles from Cook and C, and just like that, our game is tied up. They do leave the runner stranded at the corners, but West Greene will come to the plate here as we begin inning number 6. We'll see the lineup turn over. 8-9-1 due up. It's Hunter Carpenter and Jaden Cox. We saw Gavin Crum replaced. His day is done. His final line, 4 1/3 of work and 4 runs given up, 2 of which were earned. And we also have an updated score to get to you before the half inning begins. A final from the Diamond Tundra. North Greene comes back to win over Hampton, 3-2 from the Diamond Tundra today. That's a big outcome. North Greene was trailing that entire game and able to score the game's final 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th and take a 3-2 decision over Hampton. Let's start the 6th, shall we? Hear from Afton. Beautiful scene as the sun begins to set past the western sky.
I think I joked about it, whether it was on air or off air, about how quickly the game had been going so far. Sometimes you jinx yourselves in ways you don't want to, and that was a slow, drawn-out 5th inning right there with 2 runs from each team. So the game definitely slowed down a little bit right there, but hey, we've got ourselves a even.
This one is hit well through the left side. It's grounded by Cutshaw. The throw is in time, and that'll grab Christian Hunter for out number 1. That one was hit well. My eyes deceived me there. I thought I might have gotten past Cutshaw, but the sure-handed senior would make the throw from the 6 hole and put away the first out at the top of the 6th.
Good arm right there, too, because it looked like it. I don't know if he fielded it very cleanly, so big arm and big throw right there for Lincoln to get him out at first.
And I looked earlier today. I was interested just to see the fielding stats for these 2 teams. Chuckey-Doak actually a really effective fielding team. I believe Cutshaw and Crum both less than 3 errors on the season, which is pretty big at the shortstop position. Murray delivers the 1-0. It is back to the hill. Murray fields the position well, flips it up for out number 2. Quickly goes the second Buffalo here in the top of the 6th. Another G1 for this Chuckey-Doak defense. And with 2 outs, nobody aboard, the lineup will turn over. Jaden Cox, 1 for 3 with a double back in the 3rd inning. Last time up, it was that 11-pitch at-bat. It ended in a strikeout. But the West Greene starting pitcher will step in from the left-hand side. Murray out of the stretch. Low and away. The pitch will miss and have the home plate umpire step out and check on something here. Maybe he's needing a few extra balls.
Discussing something with Coach Willett.
Not sure what the issue would be. As we see here, the home plate umpire and Chuckey-Doak head coach Jacob Willett having a discussion. Tie ball game here, top of the 6th with 2 outs and a 1-0 count. If you're just now joining us, a final that just came across. It was North Greene coming back from 2 down in the bottom of the 7th to take a 3-2 decision over a Hampton team that's got one of the best pitchers in District 1 Single A. One of the more intriguing freshmen. It might be having a discussion about the pause for Murray on the mound, maybe a warning for a balk call. It's the only thing that I would assume. This ball 1 on Cox as Crum walks. And Cox will lift this one right side, and it's gloved by Crum for out number 3. 1, 2, 3. Quickly go the Buffs here in the top of the 6th. Still tied 4-4. Chuckey-Doak will come to the plate in the bottom of 6. Lowe, Atchison, and Cook when we come back. 4-4, we're all tied up. District 1 2A baseball here on First Horizon, Green Sports Zone.
Project needs power. Williams Electric Supply has it all. Find us in Bristol, Greenville, Johnson City, and Kingsport. Our knowledgeable staff can help you with every wire, cable, switch, and electrical need. No one does electrical better. Williams Electric Supply. Your home needs lighting. Williams Electric Supply has it all. A showroom full of ideas for lighting your home for comfort. Find us in Bristol, Greenville, Johnson City, and Kingsport for unique lighting and every perfect light fixture. No one does lighting better. Williams Electric Supply.
Well, we got ourselves a ball game. Bottom of the 6th, all tied up 4-4 with West Greene returning to the hill with Jaden Cox. We talked about it might being the end of the road, but Coach Sauceman going to leave the hand in the game, or the game in the hand of his left-handed arm in Jaden Cox. The junior will be on the mound to start the bottom of the 6th inning. Due up for Chuckey-Doak, 8-9-1. Lowe, Atchison, and Cook as we start things here in the bottom of the 6th inning. A breeze of a top of the 6th. It was a pair of ground outs and a pop out for Gavin Murray and the Chuckey-Doak defense as they went 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, nobody left on for West Greene.
Might be the best 8-9-1 lineup that we'll see in the county.
Absolutely, and even you go back to
6, 7,
yeah,
8,
you've
9,
got
1.
your 6-hole hitter in Gavin Crum, who's batting a .333 on the season. Good strike there on the pitch outside by Cox as Lowe is down to his final of the at-bat. The 1-2 lifted up, foul by Lowe, and the at-bat continues. Braxton today 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch back in the 2nd. He struck out his last time up. This is a pitcher in Jaden Cox who has now recorded 6 on the day in the punch-out column. A wild pitch here for a ball that ties us up 2-2. 4 of those 6 have come in the last 2 innings. The 2-2. Softly hit right side, rolling. Cox won't grab it as that one was in foul play. And fortunately for the Buffs, that one ends just to the right of the white foul line. 2-2, the count remains on the foul by, I was calling him Braxton Lowe. Chuckey-Doak actually with a pinch hitter in, and that's Gavin Murray. So Murray going to wield the bat in place of Braxton Lowe. My apologies, I didn't see that until now. But Cox is up to 95 pitches on the day. Here's the 2-2 by the lefty. Murray gives it a watch outside.
And the count is full.
And you talked about it first. We'll talk about it after this pitch. This one is very close to hitting Murray, but instead it's ball 4. And the Knights have the leadoff man aboard due to the leadoff walk. Tyler, you know what we talk about with those leadoff walks. More often than not, they end in a run scored. So we'll see if this one will affect the left-handed arm from West Greene in the same way. But as of now, Chuckey-Doak with one on, nobody on, and the 9-hole batter and Dom Atchison stepping to the plate. 0 for 2 with a strikeout, as this one's a ball inside, nearly clipped the knees. But going back to that previous statement, what were we touching on there?
I think your stat from 2 weeks ago was 80%
Yes.
of base runners who walk to lead off the innings score.
Yeah.
And this is a big spot to do it, too, because if you score a run right here, you just go into the 7th needing just 3 outs.
Atchison sees one upstairs.
And it's 3-0.
And Bath is going to go out and have a word with Jaden Cox. And actually, okay, I remember what I was going to. I was going to touch on the fact that Jaden Cox earlier in the game, and really you could say the same with Gavin Crum as he began to labor, but you start to see him early in counts throw more balls, and he's not as efficient in the strike percentage. And we definitely see that later in the game by Jaden Cox. He's been having to work back in counts and really battle back to get those strikeouts. He's had 4 in the last 2 innings. But you see the strike percentage, 100 pitches thrown now on the day for Cox, just 56 pitches for strikes. Not really where you want to be at, and a large part of that has really dove off here in the last few innings as he has labored quite a bit. Bottom of the 6th with a man on. 3-0 pitch, looked at by Atchison, and strike 1 is called below the knees.
6 strikeouts, only, 57 of his 101 pitches have been strikes with 6 strikeouts. So getting another strike right there. So like you said, battling back in the count. So do whatever it takes.
Working backwards, whatever floats your boat. The payoff pitch, that one's low, and a called strike 3. Are you kidding me? That one was in the dirt. That is a terrible call for strike 3, but it rings up Atchison. Chuckey-Doak puts the go-ahead run at second base, but my goodness, maybe ABS is a good idea, Tyler. We got to start holding these officials accountable.
Listen,
I mean, it's not like in radio I could say this and people would just take my word for it. You can see how low that ball is on Atchison. I'm fully expecting him to waltz down the first base line with the walk. I mean, that is just ridiculous.
I mean, normally whenever it's a 3-2 count like that and you're operating a camera, you think, okay, if it's a strikeout or a walk, you're going to get ready to aim towards the pitcher, the batter. Well, I didn't see what his signal was yet, and I was already zooming in on Dom, assuming that it was going to be a walk to first.
Ball don't lie. This one is lined down to left field. It'll one-hop the fence, and Gavin Murray will coast in to score. It's a double for Shane Cook, and the Knights have the go-ahead run to score to make it 5-4. Right at the opportune time, 3 straight hits from Shane Cook, and the Knights take the lead back here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 5-4 Chuckey-Doak in this District 1 2A tilt. Looks like the day might be done for Jaden Cox as well, as Coach Sauceman goes out and has a word with his junior lefty. Hey, tip of the cap to Cox. He had an exceptional day. 7 strikeouts, another outing we've seen from him, which just made you really impressed by the junior, one of the best newcomers on the hill in the district this season. And that will be it for the starting arm. We'll see the first reliever used on the day when we come back. Get you acquainted with the new West Greene pitcher when we return. 5-4 Chuckey-Doak on the double by Shane Cook. It brings in 1, and Chuckey-Doak has the lead. Bottom of the 6th when we come back. Stepping to the plate, Kipton Ball. This is Greene County Baseball on First Horizon, Green Sports Zone.
At Heritage Community Bank, we offer local banking with local decisions. Stop by any of our 3 convenient locations and see how Heritage Community Bank can serve your needs. We're here to stay. We're not for sale. We're not merging. We're local, and we intend to stay that way. From small business banking to personalized checking accounts with online and mobile capabilities, Heritage Community Bank can take care of all your banking needs. Visit us online at hcbonline.us, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect. Games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected. Low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at gatewaynissangreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greenville.
At Marathon Quick Stop Markets, you'll find a company that realizes that our customers are our biggest.
5-4, Chuckey-Doak with the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 6th inning with 1 out. And we'll see our first reliever used on the day for West Greene. It's Brandon Hunter who comes in from the third base position. Jaden Cox will slide out to center field. Ethan Carpenter will move to second. We've got a whole host of defensive changes. Carter Stills is over at third base now with Shane Cook dancing at second base. A 3-for-4 day for Cook. It was an RBI double that brought in the night's 5th run of the ball game. Big-time spot, big-time delivery by one Shane Cook. Welcome back to the lineup after dealing with that finger injury earlier in the season and just his 7th game of the year. Breaking pitch looked at by Kipton Ball here. Ball up with a runner on second with 1 out. Chuckey-Doak looking to add on a little bit more. Hunter way in on Ball. They say it hit him. And Kipton Ball will trot down the first base line. Now Chuckey-Doak puts runners on first and second with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. The second time he's been hit by a pitch here today. That's the 3rd hit batsman for Chuckey-Doak, and the 2nd time in a row for Kipton Ball. He'll have a bruise to show for it. 5-4, Chuckey-Doak. 1 out and 1 in scoring position. Another on first base. Randall Sauceman is due up for a 4th time. A sacrifice bunt his last time up. He is 0 for 1 with a walk as well. Here's the 0-0. Sauceman gives it a look. Low, called strike.
You said the word that I would describe that pitch.
Yeah. The 0-1 looked at by Sauceman, and the count ties up 1-1. Brandon Hunter, we know the type of defensive third baseman he is. Saw that cannon of an arm over at third base earlier in the game. A couple of putouts for the senior. The second team all-conference selection from just a season ago. Looking to climb out of this hole for West Greene. Jaden Cox with an excellent day, as we'll get to his final line in just a bit. Randall Sauceman is squaring around to bunt. The corners are in for West Greene. Sauceman puts it up, and it's gloved by Hunter. He'll turn, throw to third. The force is on, and it's the 2nd out of the inning. What a big-time play there by Brandon Hunter. Showing that leather that he flashed at third base earlier today. That's good to have a third baseman as your pitcher because he can make plays like that. Throw to third in time for out number 2.
Yeah, that was a very bold decision, too, because if he throws that just inches left or right, that could be a run or potentially, if not that, I mean, you could load the bases right there instead of just getting the out at first.
Breaking pitch swung on for strike 1 from Cooper C. C has had the magic in his bat tonight. 2 for 3 with a single and a double. Here's the 0-1, looked at by C in the dirt. It is a ball this time. Jaden Cox's final line on the day, 5 1/3, 6 hits, 5 runs, 3 of which were earned. I have to double check that. 7 strikeouts and 3 walks for the left-handed arm that started the game for West Greene. Facing 28 batters today, 104 pitches for the lefty Cox. Brandon Hunter will be his reliever. Here's the 1-2. It's a strike, 3 low, and the inning is over. 5-4 Chuckey-Doak. We move to the top of the 7th. This is Greene County Baseball on First Horizon, Greene Sports Zone.
In Greenville, we blend beauty with Southern charm.
From sharp cuts to flawless color and perfect extensions, we make dream hair real.
As milkshake experts, we deliver exclusive treatments, glosses, and pro product advice. Finish your look with nails and waxing done with care.
Relax and recharge with our signature Japanese head spa.
Come experience the Main Brand difference.
At the Main Brand Hair Company,
We wrangle your tangles.
At Food City, we make it easy for you to shop your way. Order online and pick it up curbside, or have it delivered straight to your door with Instacart or DoorDash. Nobody does food like Food City. And now, get it straight from our doors to yours.
Value every day, Food City.
Chuckey-Doak takes the lead back in the bottom of the 6th inning. 5-4, they lead it looking to remain perfect in District 1 2A play, coming in 5-0 in league contests this season, looking to stay atop the leaderboard with Unicoi County, who's also undefeated this season. Can they do it? They'll need 3 more outs to do it. They lead it by a 1-run margin. All the pressure, all the onus on these West Greene bats, but good news, still at the top of the order. Jonan Bath, Aiden Willett, and Carter Stills will step to the plate as 2, 3, and 4 will step up here in the top of the 7th. Chuckey-Doak needing 3 outs. They did get that RBI double from Shane Cook. He's your hero so far, bringing in the go-ahead run. It'll be a game-winning run if Chuckey-Doak can get 3 quick ones here.
Who scored that run?
Believe it was Gavin Murray who came into.
He comes in and closes the inning in the last half, and then pinch hits, gets on with a walk, I believe.
Breaking
scores
pitch.
A run, and now has the opportunity to close the game for good. So big spot here for Gavin Murray with a chance to get a huge district win.
Murray kicks and delivers. Swung on by Jonan Bath. And I'd have to brush off on the pitching, really the win-loss rules in high school baseball. I know it's 5 in the majors, 5 in college. You got to go 5 to get credit for the win. I don't know who the pitcher of record would be. I think it might be Murray. So I think we might have been tied.
We were tied because he took the lead in the last half inning.
Crum pitched into the 5th. Second run came in. It was 4-4 at that point. And then Chuckey-Doak would put up the 2 in the bottom half to tie it. This one is skied into left field, and it is bounced. And it'll roll all the way to the fence. It gets past Cook and Atchison, and I guess you'd call it a double from Jonan Bath. West Greene gets their leadoff man aboard. The tying run is now at second base. I'm not even sure. I looked away, Tyler, because I didn't expect it to fall.
It didn't look like either of them really had a beat on it. From my point of view, through the camera viewfinder, it didn't look like either of them had called it, and it didn't look like either were too confident verging in on that. So you're still surprised to see it touch ground like that, but at the same time, I don't know how that happens, but West Greene's now in prime position where they've got an opportunity to tie this game.
Aiden Willett going to be back up here. The shift once again is on. We remember him going opposite field for the last single he had. He's 2 for 3 today with an RBI and a pair of base hits. A double from Jonan Bath to lead off the inning, though, as that one just fell right in the left center gap. 1-0. Gavin Murray looking to get back on track. This one nearly clipped Willett inside. And West Greene looking to mount a late comeback here in the top of the 7th. Chuckey-Doak needing just 3 outs to put the Buffs away. West Greene looking to enact revenge against the team that ended its season a year ago. Willett skies this one right side, nearly hits the minivan, making its way down Ripley Island Road. Ripley Island Drive, I guess you could say.
A point of emphasis I was going to make also before Bath delivered that double into left center was knowing the strike zone that you just saw in the last half inning. If you're West Greene, what do you swing at?
Very selective. Swing and a miss here by Willett. That was an excellent off-speed by Murray. Had the bat way out in front. Did Aiden Willett. He's down at his final strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. No outs. A runner at second base for the West Greene Buffaloes. Murray comes set. Slides, delivers home. Willett can't time it up. It's strike 3. Murray with his first punch out of his relief. And it grabs Aiden Willett down on strikes. 2 away. Or 2 left to get, I should say, for Chuckey-Doak to end this one. But West Greene does have the tying run in scoring position. Carter Stills due up. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a pair of strikeouts. Gavin Murray turns his attention back to the freshman. Murray missed low here. 1-0 the count. So Gavin Murray potentially looking for the win here. I think he is going to be the pitcher of record because Chuckey-Doak was trailing when he came in. This one fouled back off the bat of Carter Stills. What'd you say he says all the time? I don't know. What's that saying?
Oh, you said you would call him
wiry. Yeah.
He would probably ask you, what do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that, Carter Stills? 1-1. He'll step back in. Runner on second, looking to tie the game. Another breaker by Murray that just falls off a cliff. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Murray with his first strikeout of his relief. Stills down to his final strike, the 1-2, low and away. Fortunately for Carter Stills' case, it is called the ball. And the count ties up 2-2. We've already had another thriller in county baseball today. North Greene over Hampton on a walk-off hit, bottom of the 7th inning. Are we in store for more of that, or can the Black Knights shut the door here in the top of 7? You said it was Owen Pierce, Tyler, that delivered that 2 RBI double?
Yes, Owen, I think the comeback. He had been injured recently, and he hasn't played since then. Wasn't in the starting lineup, but yeah, a pinch hit, 2 RBI double with 2 outs to win it for the Huskies.
Murray out of the stretch. The 2-2 pitch is looked at by Stills outside. That kid has nerves of steel. 3-2. Murray toes the rubber. The righty eyeing down the freshman. Payoff pitch is swung on and fouled back by Carter Stills. The at-bat continues. Everybody's sitting on pins and needles here with 1 out. Buffs down to their final 2 outs of the ball game, trailing by 1. Murray back to the bump. Payoff pitch number 2. Looked at by Stills, rung up looking. Strike number 3, the throw down at third base. And no call just yet. Believe they'll signal safe eventually. And they will allow Jonan Bath to make his way up. But it was Cooper C. who gunned down the runner at third. Kicked the ball and put the tag on. But the speedy Jonan Bath slides in safely. But unfortunately, West Greene will be down to their final out after a strikeout by Stills. Back-to-back Ks by Gavin Murray. And Coach Willen actually going to have a word with the home plate umpire. I was looking at the pitch there, Tyler. It looked like a low ball again that just gets called a strike. And now the problem arises if you're Coach Willett. I guess you leave Gavin Murray in there for the duration of this ball game, but you've got the tying run 90 feet away. What do you do here if Gavin Murray's to put 1 or 2 on? They're going to put Hunter on
yeah.
intentionally. I mean, hey, I would too. The way this kid has played here today, he deserves it.
I was about to get excited that we have a relief pitcher versus relief pitcher matchup like we have with the starters, but maybe the right decision, like you said, with the way he's been playing today.
Had that 2 RBI single to give West Greene the tie at 4-4 back in the top of the 5th inning, or give them the lead, 4-2 back in the top of the 5th. So Coach Willett not even going to risk it.
He is going to step out.
He's going to go have a word with Gavin Murray, and Murray, who's at 31 pitches, so his rest will be at least a day here as the Black Knights will meet on the bump here. The middle infield and the corners will converge, as well as the battery. 5-4 ball game. Runners at the corners now with 2 down in a 1-run game. Top of the 7th. District 1 2A bout. West Greene fighting for survival and to stay relevant in the league. Chuckey-Doak looking to remain undefeated and move to 6-0 with a win here today. Keep up with the league-leading Blue Devils of Unicoi County. This one a very big game on a Monday to start the series. You've got Lincoln Cutshaw in the chamber ready to go for tomorrow. Can you get out of this one? 1 out needed to get out of this jam. Runners at the corners. West Greene will send the freshman, DH Julian Greenlee, to the plate. Biggest at-bat of his young career. He's 1 for 1 with a single. Drew a walk his last time up. Greenlee eyes down the 0-0. It's in the dirt for ball 1. Hunter at first. Bath is at third. That's your two leaders in that dugout for West Greene. And they're both on the base paths here with 2 down. Greenlee changing levels, leading the count 1-0. Murray comes set. They're going to steal from first to second. Hunter will make the throw over to third. It's off track. It'll allow the run score in standing. Jonan Bath will score the tying run. 5-5. We're knotted up in Afton. Oh, my goodness. From first to third, Brandon Hunter executing on the base pass. And Gavin Murray, who makes the errant throw over to third and allows the tying run to come in. Very costly mistake by Chuckey-Doak. We're notched at 5 apiece, top 7. This one nearly clips Greenlee. He'll go out of the way for it for ball number 2. It's the, let's check this, the third error of the game for Chuckey-Doak. And it's really going to plague them because I believe, I'd have to go back and check, but at least 2 of those runs here today have come by the errors. This one overhead and
again, like we say,
yeah,
sometimes that backstop works in your favor.
Better be glad it's just a foot behind you. Gavin Murray just 1 out away from getting out of the jam. Buffs tried the delayed steal over at first, and Coach Willett will make another visit out to the bump, and this will likely be the end of the rope for Gavin Murray. That'll be all she wrote. A new arm in relief will come in for Chuckey-Doak. We'll tell you all about it when we return. We're deadlocked at 5 from Lower Afton. 3-0 count with 2 outs, and the go-ahead run 90 feet away when we come back. We're tied here from beautiful Lower Afton. This is First Horizon Green Sports Zone.
Whether you ride, haul, or work, CNC has what moves you from dirt roads to job sites. We've got the gear to get you there. Hardworking equipment, helpful people, and honest advice. Whether you haul tools, toys, or livestock, CNC Custom Trailers has the equipment you need and the upgrades you want. CNC Custom Trailers, where you're more than just a customer, you're a neighbor.
When it comes to healthcare, no one wants to feel rushed. At Abundant Healthcare Clinic in Greenville, we take the time to listen, explain, and truly care. We're a nonprofit clinic backed by 60 years of experience from Evergreen Life Services. From sports and routine physicals to common illnesses and minor injuries, we focus on you, not the clock. Call 423-278-2501 to schedule your appointment today. Abundant Healthcare Clinic. We take the time. Others don't.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman Bernard in Greenville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greenville, where we will save you money.
West Greene knots it up at 5 apiece here, top of the 7th inning. In a 3-0 count, they'll call on Kipton Ball, the next reliever used after Gavin Murray's day is done. Stepping back in, it is Julian Greenlee. 3 balls, no strike. He'll inherit the 3-0 count, and this one is low for a strike. Kipton Ball, the typical number 3 arm used for Chuckey-Doak. Of course, you got the game tomorrow at West Greene. You got a game Thursday at Apostolic Christian, and Friday on the road at Elizabethton. But Tyler, you told me through the break you win by any means, and if that means throwing Kipton a couple days early, then by all means you do that.
Yeah, you need to win this game because it's not Unicoi County, who's ranked 3rd in the state right now, that you could argue is the more important series, but a lot of people believe this is going to be the fight for second and third this year, and you need to finish second in this, because if you finish 2, 3, or 6, then you essentially avoid Unicoi County in the district tournament. So win by any means necessary if you have the opportunity.
The 0-0 pitch downstairs, and now you take a look at that intentional walk. Of course, hindsight's 20/20, but Brandon Hunter, whom you intentionally walk, stands 90 feet away from being the go-ahead run and putting West Greene ahead 6-5. 1-0 count. Runners at the corners with 2 down. Bronson Brown will roll over one foul and tie up the count 1-1. For West Greene, of course, the game against Chuckey-Doak tomorrow, they will end the week on Friday, on Good Friday, at home against Morristown East. So just 3 games this week for West Greene. They can be a little bit more liberal with the arms that they choose to use to close this one out. The 1-0 pitch scooped up by C. Greenlee will stay put over at first. And it's now a 2-1 count against the right-handed bat of Bronson Brown. Chuckey-Doak will come to the plate in the bottom half of the 7th inning. They'll have a chance to tie or take the lead regardless of the outcome. Strike called on the knees of Brown. 2-2, the new count. Kipton ball looking to end things here for the Buffs in the top of the 7th. Costly mistake plating the tying run just moments ago. 5-5, we're all tied up. The 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Knights get out of a jam. Kipton ball going to save the day and lead 2 on for the West Greene Buffs. But, and the key word but, we're all tied up. West Greene scratches one to the top of 7, and we're tied as we head to the home half. Chuckey-Doak sending 5, 6, and 7 to the plate when we come back. Looking to walk it off here from beautiful Afton, Tennessee, here on First Horizon, Green Sports Zone.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman Bernard in Greenville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greenville, where we will save you money. For over 30 years, Tommie's Plumbing has proudly served the Tri-Cities with a personal touch, because we're not just plumbers, we're family. From simple faucet repairs to full plumbing repiping, we have the experience and expertise to get the job done right. We also specialize in water heater and tankless water heater installations, helping you find the perfect solution for your home. Our technicians stand behind their work and always leave your space clean and spotless. Looking for a plumber who's fast, professional, and reliable? Call Tommie's Plumbing and let our family take care of yours.
Well, each week we sit down and we try to peg the game of the week, the premier matchup on the diamond or on the court, wherever it may be, on the field, on the pitch. And this week it was certainly going to be Chuckey-Doak and West Greene, one of the 2 teams that would, or one of the 2 games that they would play here this afternoon, being the series opener, and it has been everything that you wished for. Tied up 5-5 after the error plates the tying run in the top of the 7th. Chuckey-Doak will have 3 outs left to work with if they hope to walk things off here from a Monday night in beautiful Afton, Tennessee. The sun's starting to dusk here in the western sky, a picturesque scene painted out before us here before our very eyes. We'll head into our final half inning. A pinch hitter is up for Chuckey-Doak. It's grounded right side into the second baseman's glove. The throw in time for out number 1. 1 down just like that. Ethan Carpenter did not start the game over at second, but he has just recorded out number 1, and he's done it in a big way. Pinch hitting there for Chuckey-Doak was Colin Bishop, the freshman, unable to get it done, and Chuckey-Doak will be looking for answers here down to their final 2 outs. So a G4, this one is lifted up, and it is way back, it's gone! Walk-off homer! The Black Knights win it, are you kidding? Gavin Crum! 350 to dead center! And the Knights will walk it off! Thanks to Gavin Crum, 6-5, your final. Oh, my! Are you kidding? 6-5. Knights walk it off on the solo shot by Gavin Crum. What a blast, what a game, Tyler. My goodness.
Wow.
That one was an absolute no-doubter. All Jaden Cox could do was give it a look over the center field fence, right over the overhead canopy that we're sitting in. And that one was blasted. Gavin Crum gives the Knights the win. Chuckey-Doak remains perfect in district play. Solo shot to send us home. 6-5 walk-off. Wow. It's just special.
I don't even know how to describe what just happened.
You see him cut the flips, man.
Or celebratory backflips. I don't know if Gavin threw a bat flip right there, but he hit it far enough that I think it warrants one.
What an end to a special night here. We tagged it the game of the week for a reason. It wasn't without its shares of ups and downs. West Greene tying it up in the top of the 7th. Chuckey-Doak sending us home in the bottom of the 7th with a solo shot, a solo walk-off homer from Gavin Crum. Chuckey-Doak wins it 6-5 here on a beautiful Monday night in Lower Afton. We'll talk all about it. The post-game report coming your way right after this as you listen to the Bachman Bernard Game of the Week presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
Your project needs power. Williams Electric Supply has it all. Find us in Bristol, Greenville, Johnson City, and Kingsport. Our knowledgeable staff can help you with every wire, cable, switch, and electrical need. No one does electrical better. Williams Electric Supply. Your home needs lighting. Williams Electric Supply has it all. A showroom full of ideas for lighting your home for comfort. Find us in Bristol, Greenville, Johnson City, and Kingsport for unique lighting and every perfect light fixture. No one does lighting better. Williams Electric Supply.
At Heritage Community Bank, we offer local banking with local decisions. Stop by any of our 3 convenient locations and see how Heritage Community Bank can serve your needs. We're here to stay. We're not for sale. We're not merging. We're local, and we intend to stay that way. From small business banking to personalized checking accounts with online and mobile capabilities, Heritage Community Bank can take care of all your banking needs. Visit us online at hcbonline.us, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect. Games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected. Low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at gatewaynissangreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greenville.
On a night where so many eventful things happened, so many hits, so many errors, so many strikeouts, so many runs, you can only muster 2 words at the end of it: walk-off winner. Gavin Crum of Chuckey-Doak, a solo blast in the bottom of the 7th with 1 out to give Chuckey-Doak the 6-5 win. As you see our own Tate Russell talking with Jacob Willett about the Black Knights win. They improve to 6-0, still undefeated in district play. But my goodness, what a tip of the cap. What a blast by Gavin Crum in the bottom of the 7th. Obviously our first walk-off here this season on Green Sports Zone. Tyler, my goodness, was that entertaining.
That blast was felt, I'll tell you that.
It was felt, indeed. And it dented the passenger door of the driver's side of a black Jeep, which also belongs to one of our members of the broadcast crew. we won't say who.
We won't say
Let's
who.
Just
but we'll just say early on we did joke about how if somebody hit my car, I'd shake their hand before getting upset that it hit it. But what a blast.
Let's just say it'll be remembered every time I look outside.
It will. It'll be remembered every time you head to work or to a Green Sports Zone broadcast. But as soon as it left the bat, you saw the trajectory that it was climbing at, and you instantly knew that we had a special moment on our hands, because in a game that was so up and down, it ends in such excruciating fashion for West Greene and such elation for Chuckey-Doak, walking it off with a home run. You hear walk-offs like we talked about. North Greene earlier had a walk-off. It wasn't a home run, but still 2-out, 2 RBI double. Kipton Ball just sending a 1-out walk-off home run about probably 340 over the center field wall. I'm sorry, Gavin Crum. Just what a way to end the game. No better way to end it than with a walk-off like that. And for Chuckey-Doak, man, you're going to remember this one for a long time.
And coincidentally, we go to break, and the commercial that plays, I believe, is Tusculum Body Shop. Our friends over at Tusculum Body Shop may be going to help us out with that dent from the solo blast off the bat of Gavin Crum. You feel for it, a senior getting a big-time moment like that against a county rival who you beat 3 times last year. Well, what a moment on arguably your most important game to this point in the season, tied going into the final half inning, having it extended due to that error, and then having to play that extra side. But my goodness, did you come in with a big way with an out. You're down to your final 2 outs in that inning, and Gavin Crum, I think I had to look. I think it was the first pitch he sees.
It was.
And it was a blast past center field, and I know we joke about the friendly confines here at the park, but I'm looking here.
I think it's 324.
Yeah, I think we're right in front of the signage, and it is 324 right here to dead center, and that ball was smoked. And all you could see was the center fielder look back and just admire it. Ball game over. Walk-off winner. What a game.
Something to mention also is Gavin Crum starts tonight. Allows 4, only 2 earned, but we talked about how it was going to come down to the starting pitchers. We didn't expect it to come down to the starting pitchers in that way or in that fashion, but Gavin kind of making up for what happened early in the game on the mound. You take a 2-0 lead, and they get back in it. You take a 4-2 lead, and they get back in it. And to win it in that way has to feel so good for him, because leaving the mound as a pitcher, allowing 4 runs, you can't feel terrific about your outing, but once you hit a walk-off home run like that, you can feel a little better when you leave the ballpark today.
And it was especially big, too, because, we talked about it before the game. It was one of the first stats that I looked at. I talked about with Coach Willett before the game as well. I said, Coach, you've got no triples and no homers on the season.
Right.
Who, if anybody on this team, can jump the yard? Well, we found out tonight, unfortunately for my sake, my car found out that it's Gavin Crum of Chuckey-Doak. What a blast there. What a blast of a night it's been here from beautiful Afton, Tennessee. Let's jump into our final statistics. We'll start with the losers on the scoreboard tonight. West Greene coming in desperate for a win. Could not find it as they fall to 2-4 in district play. Overall, the Buffaloes have now lost 4 consecutive as they slide to 6-8 on the year. They have now lost 6 of their last 7 as well here on the season. But Jaden Cox, fantastic from the hill today, 5 1/3 of work, allowing the 6 hits, 5 runs, 3 of which were earned, striking out 7 and walking 3. Brandon Hunter would come in to relieve, an inning of work for him, a hit, a run surrendered, and a strikeout. At the plate, the ones who shined the most, Aiden Willett with a 2-for-4 day with a run scored as well. Big day from Brandon Hunter, who goes 2 for 3 and 2 RBIs. He was intentionally walked as well as walked in general here today. He had a monster day. Brandon Hunter, Jonan Bath, Jaden Cox all with doubles here this afternoon as well. You also have hits from Jaden Greenlee
yeah.
on the game as well, but that was all for the West Greene offense, who was struck out 11 times by Chuckey-Doak pitching. Monster day on the mound from Gavin Crum. You mentioned the blast. You also got to mention that day at the office. 4 1/3, 6 hits surrendered, the 2 earned runs, the 8 strikeouts coming in to relieve. It was Gavin Murray. The 2 1/3 of work really looked well until that errant throw there to bring in the tying run in the top of the 7th. But 2 strikeouts, 3 walks surrendered. Kipton Ball would come in and get you out of a jam with a runner in scoring position there in the top of the 7th to keep it a 5-5 game. He would record the out and the strikeout. But offensively for the Knights here today, Let's start with one. Gavin Crum, 1 for 3 day. Of course, the RBI on the solo blast. He also walked one more time, but driving in the game's most important run, which was the walk-off run. You had a 3-hit day from Shane Cook. Shane actually had one of the more impressive performances on the night, an RBI double back in the 6th inning, if you remember, to give the Black Knights that 5-4 lead then at the time. And it would have been the go-ahead run with that RBI double, but a big 3-hit day there by Shane Cook, also with an RBI. You had a 2 for 4 day from Cooper C., who adds to his team-leading double total now with 6 on the season. Big double there by Cooper C. to start off the Black Knights as he finished 2 for 4. You also had a big hit from Lincoln Cutshaw today, but definitely that RBI double by Shane Cook stood out to me. For West Greene, you had the 2 RBI single by Brandon Hunter back in the top of the 5th. That was arguably their most important hit of the game, putting them up 4-2 at that point. We had so many lead changes back and forth. We had, we had the 1 tie at 2. We had the tie at 4. We had the tie at 3 ties and 3 lead changes.
2-0, 2-2, 4-2, 4-4, 5-4, 5-5, and then the 6-5 final, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. 6-5 is your final. We do have our final lines for West Greene. 5 runs on 7 hits. The 1 error. They left 8 runners on base. For Chuckey-Doak, 6 runs on 7 hits, 3 errors, and 8 left on base. Chuckey-Doak pitching dominant today with the strikeout, and the main man himself, Gavin Crum, the game's most impressive at bat, hit, swing, you name it. Crum with a solo shot in the bottom of the 7th to walk it off here on the Bachman-Bernard Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
I'll say we won't find many more fun than this one tonight.
It was an absolute blast, Tyler. Hey, glad to have you along once again.
Hey,
thanks.
I hear you have a birthday party to go to now.
I do. Younger brother sitting over here just to our left as well, just celebrating, and what do you know, able to see a walk-off on his birthday. No, very few things better at witnessing than a walk-off win, I think, on your birthday. Very few things top that. But
hey, little brother gets a win, other little brother's birthday.
We get a win on the broadcast just for being a part of this one. This one was fun.
I believe that's it.
I believe it is. Hey, final thoughts here. Chuckey-Doak will move to now 6-7 on the season. They are perfect at 6-0 in district play. And up next for them, as we said, tomorrow, a quick turnaround at West Greene tomorrow at the Hal Buddy Pruitt Field for a 5:30 start from Mossheim. Later this week, Thursday and Friday, they will be on the road. So this game against West Greene tomorrow going to open up a 3-game road stand at Apostolic Christian on Thursday and at Elizabethton on Good Friday. For West Greene, just 3 games this week. Home against Chuckey-Doak tomorrow, and then at home against Morristown East on Good Friday as well. Next week, you're eyeing that matchup, Chuckey-Doak, Unicoi County. It will be against the team, or the league's 2 leaders in Unicoi and Chuckey-Doak. Unicoi in action today, did not get a score on that one, but hopefully we won't check just yet. But my goodness, what a fun one here today. Chuckey-Doak remains undefeated in district play. West Greene will lose for the 4th consecutive time. Man, what a fun one. Coming up, Greenville baseball tomorrow on the radio side of things. And Thursday, we'll have Greenville softball right here from First Horizon Green Sports Zone as they play host to the Science Hill Hilltoppers. That'll be your spotlight game of the week. Back on the softball diamond for another spotlight game. Better wrap this up. Final thoughts, Tyler, before we leave everything off on a Monday night.
I'm still in awe at the home run. And like you said, Chuckey-Doak had yet to hit a home run this year, and it came at the perfect time. First one that we've seen this year on a game of the week, whether it be the Bachman-Bernard game of the week presented by Tommie's Plumbing or the Spotlight game of the week. Just a spectacular inning, a spectacular game overall. It's one of the more fun games that we'll stream this year. It's always the county games, man. Whether it's South Greene, West Greene in basketball, whether it's Chuckey-Doak and West Greene in baseball, it always comes down to a lot of fun when it comes to these county games that we broadcast. So I'm thrilled with the way it ended. I'm thrilled that we got to see a walk-off, a home run, just the happiness that you got to see out of Chuckey-Doak right there at the end. A brilliant ending to a brilliant game and a brilliant night.
Chuckey-Doak winners tonight, 6-5. These two teams will play again tomorrow at Hal Buddy Field Hal Buddy Pruitt Field, in Mossheim to complete the regular season series. These two teams likely going to meet again in the postseason, as we've been accustomed to in years past. But your final here from Lower Afton on a beautiful Monday night. Chuckey-Doak 6, West Greene 5. That'll be all she wrote for us here today from a Monday, though. Glad you can stick with us here on another installment of our Bachman Bernard Game of the Week presented by Tommie's Plumbing. For our entire crew, Jimmy Bowman also in attendance, Tate Russell, who will have a complete write-up and recap of today's game, including a photo gallery, Jimmy, who will post some video highlights from today's game. You can check our socials at Green Sports Zone to stay up with all the latest. For my analyst, Tyler Nichols, I'm Matthew Palazzo, who now has a new dent on his passenger side door, saying so long, good night, and God bless from Afton.